That'd be good if it is.
Release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Just purse your lips when you say it.
Kia ora. We good. We're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Resupply Plays Dungeons and Dragons Week 2. So as you can see, we're a little bit lighter this week because it wouldn't be a resupply broadcast without a few technical difficulties.
No foreheads. No foreheads.
No foreheads today.
Yeah.
Our good friend Paul is on his way to our good friend Al's. So we will have two players in the same place playing in separate rooms because we're going to observe good quarantine procedures here on the Resupply Plays.
Look, if my computer shits itself, it's so much harder for me to commute to one of your houses. So let's hope that doesn't
This
happen.
is a fair point.
Yeah.
Also, you're running the stream, and that seems like it might be of critical importance here.
Yeah, I think so. Bring back the foreheads.
Well, the day is young. You never know what might happen.
How's our sound levels, Heathen? Do we all sound pretty good?
Let's see what he has to say about that.
He was like, all of you stop talking. So,
Yeah,
well, so I can't
this is
tell.
my normal voice, and then my
Okay. Sounds like we're good.
Your eyes
So
go
yeah,
somatic.
we're gonna continue our adventure from last week. Paul is on his way, so we'll bring him in momentarily. We may have to take a short break once he arrives at Al's house and we get all set up. But in the meantime, thought we'd do a quick recap and a rundown of thank yous from last week that I meant to do at the end of the show, but in my excitement, just kind of got sidetracked and didn't really get a chance to say anything. So,
Hey, Adventures Pack.
couple of shout-outs. Adventures Pack, you're in perfect time because I was going to give some shout-outs for episode 1. Thank you so much to the Adventurers Pack for cheering us on with Scott, Crom the Crusher, everybody else who came over to watch and cheer us on. Thanks for letting us post in your Discord, for letting us make some announcements on your Twitch channel. It's great to have some partnerships across channels, so thank you so much for doing that. Also, a couple of shout-outs to people whose maps I downloaded off the net. Forgotten Adventures for their wonderful tavern map that we used for the Green Griffin last week, and Afternoon Maps for their wonderful Fairgrounds map that we're going to keep using today for the Harvest Festival. The regional map that we're using now was made by me on Incarnate. So Incarnate is a free map making software option that's available at incarnate.com. We'll probably post some links in the description or on our Discord channel. It is free to use. It has a free version, but of course there are premium subscription options as well. So I'll post links to all of those various YouTube, Patreon, Incarnate pages, things like that. People can check them out if they want. But since, I wanted to give people a shout out for the cool maps they made and stuff like that.
They look so good. And like, I don't know, I've had some people say that, as experienced campaigners, that they kind of add a lot to the story. So it's really cool.
Think they do.
Yeah.
Having a good map, it really does kind of just enhance the tactile feel of the world in a lot of ways.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Next announcement is we have a new Discord sub channel for the Resupply Plays. So if you join the Resupply Discord channel, there is a specific sub channel now for the Resupply Plays if you want to talk about anything D&D related, or as we start branching out to some other games on the channel. If you want to talk about any of those, I'm sure we can discuss those on there as well. All right, before we jump back in, as is my tradition as a DM, I would like to have the players recap what happened in the last session, because I want to know what happened from your point of view. So, when we last left our heroes...
I was fucking shit up. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, somebody was.
One of us had to.
Yeah. You were destroying that warbot, and that was pretty good.
I was trying. Yeah, as for like from a newbie's perspective, the first session we had was amazingly fun and amazingly exhausting. Like, I think I said on the stream yesterday, about like 15-20 minutes after we stopped streaming, I crashed so hard, man. Like, I was like, that was so much fun. We should absolutely do this every week. I can't wait. We should, screw 2 weeks. And then 20 minutes later, I was like, fuck, I need a nap, man. I'm just so shattered. But as a recap, like I feel like we had a good first session. What do you boys reckon?
I had a great time that first session. Fantastic. My roles were, as has been kindly pointed out in the Twitch channel, my roles were garbage, but it allowed me to, Zashir, wow, he got to be shit, like he pretty much is.
I felt that
I like to say he was embracing the first level adventure experience.
I felt that by the end of that session, you had really found a groove with Zashir. Like the voice was on point. His mannerisms.
Probably going to take me about 40 minutes to get him back. I was going to watch the end of the stream this morning, and then a couple of things happened, so it might take me a little while to get his voice back. But I'll be back.
Should have done it all week, and then your wife would have just been like, "You need to move. You have to leave. I can't have you here anymore."
My driving the car was very much, "Hi, my name's Ashia."
Wow.
Yeah, I tried to change lanes, but I rolled a natural 1 and was unable.
Crashed the car.
Yeah, just drive around Melbourne for hours trying to exit the motorway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. And what did you guys do in the last session?
Well, we started off, we were traveling together. Korg was kindly shepherding me along the road so I didn't get distracted by stuff. And where we met some kindly people who threatened us.
We found a tied up dude in a bush. That was cool.
Yep, Lucian.
Yeah.
We found Lucian and we let him out, and he supplied us with free booze.
Yeah, and also
And free lodgings?
supplied you with a robe full of gold that we made you carry.
Yeah, you jerks. Just put a bigger target on my robes.
Yeah.
Hi, this guy's got all the gold.
Hashtag unexpected bondage. Yeah, so that was cool. I gotta say, like our first taste of combat, like had me in straight away. Like when we went for those goblins, not
Yeah.
orcs.
Yeah, goblins.
When you face orcs, you'll know it.
That's
But
gonna suck more.
shit. What else? McConaughey Mew selling his wares outside the tavern, or at least trying to. That was
And
that was
being
the
too stoned to shoot straight with an arrow.
What else?
We
There
got
was-
some good information in the tavern.
we did.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good information from the tavern, so I think there's
Yeah, we
probably
Kern the dwarf.
Kern the
Was that his
dwarf.
name?
a couple of good options moving forward. I think if we head back to the tavern, like take any of those leads, we should
We've
be
also
able to-
got the Cult of Set, who are imposing their will upon Obertol by building that dirty, great big tower and sort of enclave that they're building. And it looks like they're recruiting.
Oh yeah, there was a pimp,
Yeah. So there's the pimp and the two girls who wanted us to give them money.
serpent pimp.
no.
Yeah. I got shut down by a bouncer. That was cool.
Yeah.
Thought
And
I
then
was like
McConaughey Muse snuck around and just sat there all smooth like.
all weird. Didn't say anything. Just went and like brooded with this guy, and the guy was like, "Bruh,
I'm done. See ya.
yeah, this ain't no tag team brooding. I'm a lone wolf."
And that was about it. There was
I
a.
went to the. Then we went. Yeah.
Oh no! You went to the Turo. Went to the fortune teller, and had his
Yeah, man.
fortune told.
That's right, I did. I can't remember what my fortune was though.
You got a 7 to replace.
Somebody's role,
Somebody's
either
role.
yours or an attacker,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
some kind of
I-
role.
Remember, you have a 7 at your disposal sometime in this session coming up here.
Yeah. Well worth the 2 gold. And then we fucked up a warbot.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Wow,
Yeah.
me and you
well,
did.
We
Well,
we
I did nothing.
killed the warbot, but there was some damage taken, specifically by Korg.
He's good.
He's got to wrestle now.
fine.
Silly.
He
rock
might have to
fuck.
take part of that. Take his healing potion. Get him healed up.
How to bring up my
He's got a
character
few options.
Yeah.
compendium?
What's
Hey,
up?
the cleric might be one of them, but you know.
No, I got no spells left. Used my burning hands, and I whiffed my burning hands, and then whiffed something else.
But we managed to open the little hatch and like mess up his cogs and shit. The warbot.
Yep. And that was pretty much where we finished. We just defeated the warbot, didn't we? And then we were looking at what we were going to do next.
And we got our money. We got our 25 gold
Oh, we
money.
got 25 gold. that we-
Yeah, you earned the maximum payout of 25 gold for taking down Sirocco Lohar's amazing warbot that wasn't as amazing as promised, I guess. Or maybe you guys are just more amazing.
I think
He was pretty upset that we took it down.
Yep, it's definitely in for repairs now. And the cleanup is ongoing as they're getting ready for further events. But it's going to take them probably the better part of an hour to make sure the field is fully clear of gears and grease and splintered bits of lance and iron plates and things like that as you guys are getting ready.
Oh, who
So there
took a
are-
shot to the face? Somebody took a shot of oil to the face.
That was Korg.
That's cool.
Korg. Yeah, Korg got temporarily blinded by some of the grease that got shot out from the little window, as you called it.
That's
I believe.
Wagon Chat has said, start praying to those dice gods, Al.
It doesn't work.
It's because you're not committed enough. Like I said, you pray all week. Pray
That's
all week
because
to dice gods.
my deity is Seraphiel. Sorry, Seraphiel, the Celestial.
All right, so I think we'll move everybody back to the games at the fair, and we'll see what everybody wants to do, and if there's any events people want to compete in. So I'm going to move the map player here.
Ah, yes. Old sucker warbot.
So yeah, at the very top, you can see that the warbot has now been X'd out as temporarily out of commission. Meanwhile, they are setting up for some other events. And since I don't think Korg's going to be here quite yet, I'm going to say that maybe the wrestling isn't about to take place just yet. So we have a few other events at the fair, if anybody would like to compete. I believe, Tura, you are looking forward to one of the events later today.
Yeah, so I'm competing in a fire eating contest, I think. Is that what it was?
It is a sort of all-purpose talent show, so you can certainly showcase your fire-eating type of things. They just call it the Battle of the Bards. So song, poetry, juggling, acrobatics, fire-eating, whatever your performance is, if you can dazzle the crowd, you stand to make a little bit of money and acclaim by doing that.
Perfect. That's a
Korg was
bit of me.
Yep, so we got that coming up. There is going to be a melee later that people can enter using melee weapons. But a lot of the people who are planning to compete in that did not want to take on the warbots. That way they could keep their strength up.
Ah, shit.
Doesn't look so good for us, hey.
That won't be for a little while, so you might have a chance to rest up a little bit before then. There is an archery contest that's going to take place a little bit
I
later.
think that I'm going to jump in on that one, show off my sharpshooting skills.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to redeem yourself from some of those shots that were taken in.
Can I borrow your bow, McConaughey? I might want to have a go too.
No.
Oh, shit.
No.
You're lucky.
Okay.
Korg's not here, so I'm going to have to be Korg for now.
Yeah.
No. It's off.
They do have some bows that are available on loan if you want to try something like that.
Well, you know, I'm not doing so well at hitting things, so I might see if I can shoot things.
I swear, if you beat me at that, I'm going to cry, man.
All right, let's do it. It's going to be fun. Me
Oh,
versus
so there's-
Stony McBoney.
Maybe that's where we'll start then, is we'll get the archery event all set up. Since they need to make sure that the ground is clear of all those gears and things like that, they've had to move a couple of events around during the day. So they were going to have wrestling up next, but they want to make sure nobody gets a pile driver onto a sharp bit of metal or something like that. So while they're clearing the field, we're going to get
has
the...
arrived. I'll be right back.
Cool.
Korg has
You might
arrived.
have-
Okay,
Korg's
we're
here,
going to
hang
take a very quick break, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Let's go to Be Right Back, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, be right back. And we are back.
Yep, Korg is on his way in. He's getting set up. So in the meantime, we're going to start the archery contest here, which it sounds like Muse you're going to compete in. And Zashir, you also like to compete in the archery event?
Yes, please.
Looking
Okay.
forward to it. Let's do this.
So the archery event does cost 5 gold to enter, but 25 gold is going to go out to the winning archer, and 10 gold will go out to the person who comes in second place.
I'm going to get 10 at least.
This reminds me of a certain Guitar Hero competition we were privy to.
I'm going for 25 then. This is going to be great. Let's do it.
So we'll see if you guys can sweep the event. So the way the archery contest is going to work, I was describing a little bit while we were on our break, is you get to make 3 different shots at the target. But just taking a shot is kind of boring, right? You do that in combat all the time. So the way an archery contest works is that since you're not in the middle of combat, you're not under stress conditions or things like that, you have time to line up your shot. Every shot you make is at advantage. But just taking a shot, anybody can do that. So if you really want to do well, you can add a flourish to each of your shots. So you can make a flourish either by sacrificing advantage on your roll, or you can make another kind of comparable skill check of your choice. And as long as you can narrate how you're using that skill, you have a chance to add more points to your shot that you take. So if you succeed on your flourish, each one becomes a little bit harder to do. So it's a DC 10 check for the first one, DC 12 on the second flourish, and a DC 15 on the third one. If you succeed on a flourish, you get to add a D12 to your overall score. If you fail, though, you mess up your routine a little bit. You have to subtract a D6. So you have kind of twice as much advantage if you succeed on your flourish as you have potential drawback. So you are kind of encouraged to take the flourish wherever possible to stack onto your score. But it's totally up to you if you want to add a flourish to your shot or not. So there are several archers who are lined up. You notice one kind of up here ahead is Arla the archer, who seems to be a kind of crowd favorite. A lot of people are considering her to have the best odds of winning the contest.
Hi, my name's Ashir.
It's not polite to talk during someone else's shot.
It's like golf.
Or pool.
I think we're in trouble, man. We're going to have someone who has Archer in their name. That's not good for us.
I know, but if I just talk to her really nicely, maybe she'll meet my brother Korg.
Maybe. So who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Ladies first.
All right. Well, I think we may need to add a bow to your sheet here. All right. At least put one on loan. And all right.
I'm just going to subtract 5 gold from my tally, yeah?
Yeah. So go ahead and
yeah,
take
yep.
5 gold for your entry fee. And I'm going to put a bow into
Done.
your section here. We'll just put a short bow.
Ooh.
There we go. Okay. So you have a short bow all cleared up there in your attack list.
Yep.
So we can have you hold on to that for now. And we won't pay attention to the damage rolls or anything like that. We're just looking to see who's going to get the best overall score on there. So tell me before your shot if you're going to attempt a flourish or not. So Zashir, on your first shot, are you going to try to flourish the shot somehow to impress the crowd?
I think for the first shot, I just want to try and hit the target because I haven't done a lot of archery before. I tend to use my running away skills and my mates. So I'm just gonna try and hit the target. I think. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the target. Go target. Ooh,
Hey, that's
17.
not bad. Okay, so 17 on the first one. So, all right.
All
I'm gonna-
right.
Target.
All right, so that is your first shot down. So 17. So that's pretty good. You probably hit kind of close to the center rings.
Oh yeah.
Not entirely on the bullseye, but it's a good kind of in the central circles, probably the 2 inner circles type of shot as you go
Nice.
through.
Cool. There you go,
Muse?
McConaughey. I can do it.
Muse, it's time for your first shot. Are you going to attempt a flourish on this one?
After watching that, no. After seeing him get close to the bullseye, I'm just going to get on the board too. I think because I'm not going to risk it straight up. So no, just a straight shot for my first one.
Okay.
Just click on the short bow and go. Yeah!
Oh, wow.
Oh, mechanic, that one's a really good
Very
shot.
nice. Yeah, so the crowd goes, ooh, it goes like straight down the middle, as close to the bullseye as possible. Like if anybody gets closer, they're going to have to take some kind of extra measurement to see if it's really down the middle or not. But that was as close to a perfect shot as you could get right down the center with a score of 25. So even Arla kind of looks over and says, that was well done.
I'm just
Good
going
job,
to go
McConaughey. You
Zach.
can do something, apparently.
Well, that's how it's done, son.
Okay, so let's get this. Oh, I want to make this visible here. So we're going to make this archer not whisper the rolls so we can get that done. All right, so they are going to make their attack with a longbow on her first shot, and she is going to attempt an acrobatic flourish here on her attempt. So her acrobatics check, yep, she gets a 22, so she's going to get to add a d12 to whatever the score is. So here goes her longbow shot. So only a 16 on that attack, but she does get to add a d12 since she was able to succeed on her flourish. So I'm just going to type that into the dialogue here. /R1d12. Ever one. So, not a real impressive flourish. Maybe she just kind of like tossed up the arrow and then, slung it real quick there. So after the first round, scores are McConaughey Muse, you're at 25. Zashir, you're at 17. And Arla is also at 17 as you move on to the second round of the archery competition.
There's just three of us in it. Is it just three of us in it?
There are more archers who are in there, but they do not do quite as well as the three of you. There are probably some townsfolk and things like that. I'm going to say none of them managed to get 17 or higher. So unless you guys have a really bad second round, we'll probably just be measuring you against the likely favorite here. Just so.
Here comes my brother Cork.
Here comes
He's decided
Cork.
to come and watch me. Now I'm probably going to suck.
A wild box.
Now the pressure's on.
A wild box has appeared. Okay, so Zashir, you're getting ready to line up your second shot, and are you planning to take a flourish on this shot?
Okay, so I wasn't planning to do a flourish, but I dropped the arrow, and as I bent over to pick it up, I shot the thing through my legs accidentally.
Accidentally. Okay, so
Yeah.
what kind of skill do you think would be involved in making this?
Probably in acrobatics.
Sure, so go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me, and we'll see if your flourish succeeds. Hey, your flourish works. Okay, good. You get to add a d12 after you take your shot. So go ahead and take the shot here.
Does he get
And I got an 18.
penalized for shielding?
A 22, because remember you're at
Advantage, right?
I didn't think you got advantage if you used the flourish, or you don't get advantage if you fail the flourish.
Well, you get advantage, but one way you can do a flourish is if you decide to negate advantage. So you could either make a skill check, or you could decide, I'm not going to take the shot at advantage. Like,
I'm sorry,
I'm
I
shooting
didn't
with my
know.
eyes closed. That's how cool I am.
I didn't understand that bit, but okay, cool. So I got it. Yeah. I get to add a 12.
22, and you get to add a d12. So yeah, type /R space 1d12. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Damn.
So the shot kind of arcs around. It's like a knuckleball type of thing. Where he almost drops the arrow, he bobbles it, manages to shoot it from in between his legs, and then it sails right down the center and goes bullseye. And then like the arrow even snaps in half. So it's just the arrowhead that's sticking into the little bolt
Yeah.
up there. Crowd goes, wow. Very impressive.
Jerry.
Hughes, it's time for your
It's
second shot.
time for me to step up.
Yeah, it is. It's time. You definitely take the lead here because he got 34 points off of that last shot.
That's impressive. All right, yes. Then I will be flourishing the heck out of this.
Okay, and how are you going to do your flourish? What are you?
What I'm going to do, I'm going to take in a super big drag, just
We knew that was coming.
all the way in, and then I'm going to blow a smoke ring. And as the smoke ring goes out, I'm going to shoot through the smoke ring into the bullseye.
Yeah. So, what kind of skill do you think that's going to be?
I would think maybe a
Cog.
perception, perhaps, to be able to see through it, to able to line it up properly, maybe.
Yeah, you're pretty experienced at blowing smoke rings, so I'll go with that. That's just a matter of kind of lining things up appropriately. So I think a perception check sounds like it's appropriate.
All right.
Ugh, unfortunately, though, some of the smoke blows back into your eyes. It kind of messes you up a little bit right as you're about to release. So you're going to have to subtract 1d6 after you take your shot. But we'll see how you do. So go ahead and hit that attack roll. Ooh, 23 though. Wow.
It's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. And for people who are seeing this online, that +1 that's added in there, we still have the global attack mod turned on from the bless from last week, but he's not blessed right now. So that global mod isn't really going to apply at the moment. So 23 is pretty good, but go ahead and roll that 1d6, and we're going to have to take that away as your eye drifted apart just slowly, just a little bit.
All right, so what am I typing in?
/R space 1d6. Okay, so
It's okay. It's okay. Not too bad.
Okay, so 20 for the second round. So you're still at 45. That's pretty good. So you still managed to get it kind of just outside of the bullseye. Your first one was dead center in there. There one, people were impressed, but you didn't quite nail the whole smoke ring routine. It kind of went around the smoke ring and then straight into the center part of the bullseye. So it was a good shot, but probably not as good as it could have been.
Fair enough, too. Definitely not between my leg skills.
So Arla's looking a bit nervous now. She knows that she's going to have to do well at this as well. So she is going to attempt her next one by making a similar kind of perception. Judging just the right angle is going to take it from not quite straight on, but it's going to try to do a kind of curving shot by hitting just the right arc there. So she's going to make a perception check. Since their second flourish, she has to make this at a DC 12. So she's not going to make it. She's also going to have to subtract a d6 from her roll here. So we'll have her take her shot with her longbow. Ooh, only a 13. Ooh. So for a professional archer, not doing so great here.
She shook, yo. She shook.
Yeah, you guys have battled her. She was not expecting this kind of hard competition from who she assumed to just be local farmers who are probably training with their bows on the off season. So 13 minus 4, she's only going to get 9 points off of that. Okay, so after round 2, let's do some quickie math here. It looks like our leader right now is Zashir with 51 points. We have toward the total.
Hey,
But
Cog! I'm winning, Cog!
You have a good shot. You're only 6 behind. You are at a score of 45 right now. And then lagging a bit behind at 26 is Arla the Archer. Has Archer in her name, but is not really getting it done. So unless something really unforeseen happens, it looks like you guys might get a chance to take home both of the top prizes. Let's see what happens in the third round. So Zashir, are you going to play it safe, or are you going to try to really hammer this thing home? Another flourish here.
So it's going to be a flourish, but it's a flourish that happens because I'm telling Korg that I'm doing really well. And like I knock the arrow, and really? That's okay. So I knock the arrow, and I turn to tell Korg how awesomely I'm going, and it gets out of my hand, and I shoot it accidentally. Which was not so good.
You're a danger to society.
You have no idea.
It's first line of the game, and it's already golden.
So it looks like I didn't pass that one.
Yep, so you're going to have to subtract the d6 at the end. But if your luck holds, you might still be able to nail this shot pretty well.
Let's see how we go. And it was yeah,
Oh
it's
my
okay.
goodness. 22!
I'm having a
like
good
to
day.
point
What
out-
can I say? And then just lose a 3.
Yep, -3. So a total of 19, bringing you to a total score of 70 points.
Korg, I'm still doing okay, Korg.
Pretty impressive. I'd like to point out for the chat that, as you can see, Tashir is only a +3 on bow shots, and he managed to rattle off several scores over 20, even.
And as soon as we get to battle, back to ones.
Yeah.
To battle. There's no like.
Well, this has gold.
It doesn't
That
count.
only has your life at stake. Gold much more important.
He goes to run away and accidentally kills an orc through his legs.
It could
Okay,
happen.
McConaughey. Mr. Muse, you're going to need a score of 26 to take the lead on this one, which I think you have to attempt to flourish because the max you could is 5, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to do just a interpretive dance routine. Just take my bow and dance around a little bit. Really just to wow the crowd. Make sure that all eyes are on me.
Sexy.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to. A sexy
Okay, so why don't
interpretive
we
dance.
say that's a performance check or something like that? I thought you punched in
Sure.
Druidcraft into the chat. Was that just you checking what it did, or are you planning to use that to enhance your?
Oh, I was gonna use it on Hell's Roll to mess with him, but then I
That was very
decided against
chivalrous
it.
of you. Good job, Muse.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't realize that came up over there. Whoops, sorry, man. Performance.
I think so. If you're doing an interpretive dance, that seems like a performance type of thing to me.
It's gonna be sexy. It's not gonna be sexy.
Well, the good news is second place is still very much in play. So let's see how you feel on your shot.
Yeah. All right. This is embarrassing. Gonna lose to a guy in
Their
skirt.
robes. Oh,
Although
wow. That is a
Wow.
good shot. Good shot. Well
So that would
done.
get you to 70 points, but you're going to have to subtract that D6.
balls.
Oh,
Oops.
wow, it all came down.
No, wait. What I roll?
Slash
what is it
R
again?
Space 1D6.
That's what I did.
Wrong
Slash
slash.
anyway.
Damn it.
So, yeah, slash goes either way. /.
Oh,
2 good rolls in a row.
painful.
Sucks to be you.
Painful.
So, your dance, the crowd kind of was like, that was a little, whatever. But then you just managed to turn around and then you split the first arrow that you'd shot straight down the middle, clean in half. The arrow splinters, and the crowd roars its approval. Is very impressed with what you did. So I don't think that Arla can catch up, but she's going to try her best here on the last shot. Oh, she's going to add 20 points. So she's almost certainly going to manage to take home third place here. But that means you guys ran the table on the archery contest.
Yay.
Nice.
I had a win. I did something great. Korg, did you see? Did you see, Korg? I did awesome. Were you watching? Korg, did you see?
No.
Korg, I did. Korg.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen here one of the most impressive displays of archery that I can recall at any harvest festival lately. Our runner-up today is this wonderful robed elven fellow. What is your name, sir? Turning to Muse.
It is McConaughey, the Mighty.
McConaughey the Mighty and his amazing smoke blowing, sometimes back into his face, shots and splitting that arrow down the middle. That was truly impressive. For your amazing feat, you will be rewarded here with 10 gold as furnished by the Games Master. Congratulations on your achievement.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
McConaughey.
And congratulations to my little friend as well. It was a good game.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Indeed, and our champion, crowned as our Archer of the Year, is this man in the cleric robes. And what is your name, young man?
Hi, my name's Ashia.
The Sheer. We are truly impressed with the effort you've done here today. We must say, it didn't look at first like you'd ever handled a bow in your life. But truly, the gods smiled on you and drove your arrow home. You impressed the crowd with your antics, making it look so effortless as to be utterly careless in the way that you went about your duties. But truly an impressive display. And you will be taking on the champion's purse of 25 gold pieces.
Whoa, that's
Round
awesome.
of applause for Zashir, the wonderful archer.
Thank you.
And as a bonus, we would be most grateful if you would keep that short bow as an esteemed measure of our thanks, and may you carry it into glory going forward.
Thank you so much. Oh, look, Korg, I got a short bow. Isn't it cool?
Yeah, awesome. I'm just worried about glory. Whoever that is.
I haven't met Glory. Is she a friend of yours?
Oh, just this announcer here saying you're going to carry that into glory. I'm just stepping out the way, bro.
Oh, I didn't hear that bit. Oh, I don't really want to hurt anybody right now.
Clearly.
So what event do we think is going to be happening next? If we're getting ready for Korg's trip into the wrestling match, or are we going to have Turua and his foray into the Battle of the Bards?
Korg, you want to go first?
I have no idea what's going on, man. Just rolling with whatever shit happens to flow my way today.
So while that was going on, Korg, if you want to rest up a little bit before wrestling, since you're at half strength right now, you have a couple options. We can say that you can take a short rest after that came up, in which case you can click the hit die button on your character sheet, or you have your second wind ability that you can use as well. Because that restores a D10 plus 1 hit point. That's a D10 plus your fighter level.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, a wild owl appears. That's how you know they're brothers, ladies and gentlemen. He's always looking over his shoulder.
I told you to keep out of my room.
Oh, shit, I closed the wrong one.
It's
See,
like,
that's what happens. It's all backwards on the cameras.
it's like watching Al in real life roll a 2.
Does it help if I that way?
There we go. Zashir attempts to close the curtains but rolls a 2 and fails.
That flourish definitely did not succeed.
I think that's a little bit better, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
More out of
So
breath
if you'd
now.
like to rest up and heal before you engage in the wrestling match. So wrestling works a little bit
do that.
different.
Cool. So what am I doing now? Apart from trying to figure out how to use a freaking Mac.
So on your character sheet,
You want to right click?
kind of in the middle,
There is no right click.
in sort of the middle of your character sheet, under your hit points, there should be a section marked as hit dice.
I ought to bring that shit up first.
Crom.
Go into the journal and open your character sheet.
Yeah, got that.
You got it? Okay.
Crom the Crusher has appeared.
Hi, Crom. Welcome.
Welcome to the stream, Crom.
You
missed
missed how awesome I was.
He was. He was.
He was
pretty damn
awesome.
incredible.
It was amazing. I've never seen such a display of archery.
Yep.
Korg, you
What?
Okay, so you see where the hit dice are?
Is that on the character sheet?
Yeah, it's sort of in the middle section of the character sheet. If you look kind of toward the center, there's a big section that says current hit points, temporary hit points. Below that, kind of to the left, there's a little section that says hit dice, and it has a D10 in parentheses.
Yep.
So if you click the word hit dice, that will automatically roll your hit dice for you. So you can do that if you'd like. So you get 4 hit points back from that, which will put you at 10 out of your max of 12. You also have your second wind ability. If you click your token, there's a macro for that. So you may want to save this. Well, although you get that back after a short rest. So we can say that you did your second wind before you did your hit dice, just so that way you can be at full, because that gets restored after a short rest anyway. So go ahead and click in the upper left. Once you click on your token, the upper left part of your screen, you should have a button for second wind in the macro section, kind of next to initiative.
Wayno. Rusty says, you look sober, Wayno. What's wrong?
Yeah, after last night was my dad's birthday, so I had quite a few last night. So yeah, didn't really feel like on this.
So go ahead and add 6 hit points back so you can get yourself back up to full there, Korg.
After a second wind, does he smell like marigolds again?
Yeah, what a douchebag.
All right, so for the wrestling section, your goal here is either to shove your opponent out of the ring. So the ring is this area in dirt here where the contest is taking place, or by keeping them pinned, essentially grappled for 3 successive rounds. Or you could just force them to yield or knock them out by punching and kicking them into submission. Things like
Korg,
that.
you're awesome.
So
What about my signature choke?
the choke slam?
No, just a lovely little choke hold.
Just the choke? Yeah, so we'll count that as a grapple. That's you attempting to force them to yield. So if you can manage to hold on to that.
What do you mean attempting?
Hey, do you know how
So
to
once
do?
you choke,
Do you know how to
if
do
you-
a rock bottom?
No,
you have to
I'm
hold
not
that for 3
champion.
successive rounds in order to get the other person to tap out.
Uh-huh.
And the way that this works is that when you go against your opponent, we're going to roll initiative every single round, because that kind of makes the one-on-one combat a little bit more impressive, and it's kind of a game of centimeters here as you're vying for every little bit of advantage that you can get.
Right, so I'm stuck.
So to grapple somebody else, you have to initiate the grapple. So you can attempt to grapple the other person. You can also just attempt to strike them with an unarmed strike by making an athletics check against them. Or you can attempt to, after you grapple them, you can attempt to shove them, or you can kind of pick them up and move with them. So if you have someone grappled, you can still move up to half speed. So you can start pushing them over toward the edge of the ring and then try to throw them out once you're close enough.
Right.
So we can kind of go through that bit by bit. But are you ready to engage in some feats of wrestling here?
Sure, why not?
Go Korg!
Okay, so Corey, if you want to move toward the center of the ring, your first opponent here, you recognize, is that brawler fellow that you met at the tavern last night. Who was the bouncer at the pub.
Kick his ass, dude!
Mess him up, dude.
Right there, I think, is the center.
Hate that fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
In this corner, standing 6 foot 4 inches and weighing in at 220 pounds, we have Brandon the Brawler, our hometown hero from the gray alleys of Obertal. And in this corner, we have Korg of Who cares? Standing at 6'2" and a weight of 225. Can that be right? No, it's heavier than that. At 225.
Go
Korg.
Korg! He's my brother! He's my brother! Go Korg!
So, Korg, if I can have you roll initiative here for the first round.
Wait a sec. That's. What the?
Oh, yeah, Korg!
Okay, so
That
Korg,
doesn't happen.
you have the first attempt. So what kind of wrestling move are you going to attempt on Brand the Brawler over here?
Hit him with a stunner.
I was thinking spear tackle actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What would
Spear. Do a
what would that
spear.
come under?
So are you gonna? You can strike him, you can shove him, or you can grapple him. However you want to kind of detail. Which of those categories do you think it'll fall under?
That. Let's go for an unarmed strike. Drop the shoulder.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
How do I achieve that?
So let's see. I don't know if you have a button for unarmed strike. Oops. So on your character sheet, you're proficient in athletics, though, right? So that would be the same as making an attack. So go ahead and just make an athletics check for me.
Okay.
So a 12. 12 is enough to hit him. So he only has an armor class of 11. So for a strike, you do 1 plus your strength modifier. So what's your strength modifier?
Which one am I looking at?
So on the very left side of your sheet, just where your strength score is, your modifier is the big number that's in there. So you're plus 4, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do 5 damage.
Yeah,
To him.
Korg!
So he definitely
Nice.
get him as you barrel into him with your spear charge directly at the center. And he kind of hobbles back there for a second. Looks like he's had the wind slightly knocked out of him, but he's got an angry look in his eye and he's looking to get some revenge. So he's going to come at you and is going to attempt to grapple you and bring you down to the ground so you can do some jujitsu type shit. All right. And
At that height, he wants to play on the ground.
so you're not going to wear your armor for this. What is your what's your dexterity?
4.
1.
He's all thumbs.
Oh, you know what? If he's grappling, he has to make a check that's contested by your check. So he's making an athletics check. So you can choose to oppose that with either an athletics or an acrobatics check. I have a pretty good idea which one you're going to pick, but take your choice.
Yeah. you think? So if we do
Okay.
that-
Well, you wouldn't think that an 11 would be that good, but he only rolled a 10, so he is not successful
Suck
in
it.
grappling. So you managed to kind of shove him back.
Yeah,
You try to
Korg!
put your arms around. You just break out of it with your great strength here. All right, so we're going to clear that initiative order, and we're going to roll initiative again. Since now both wrestlers have had a turn, so we'll see who gets to go first this next time.
Can I throw in a chair?
There I am.
Korg!
You haven't lost. You can't throw any chairs yet.
Korg! Oh, man. That's awful.
I just click what you
I'm
said.
That's right. If you're going to roll ones, this is when you want to do it.
Oh,
So that's all right.
absolutely.
Get it out of the way.
So he's going to try to grapple you again. He's going to try to get his arms around your neck. So if you want to make your athletics check again, he's going to attempt to wrestle you here.
Yeah!
Oh yeah, no problem. You just force his hands back
I'll be back.
and saying, "No, not today, buddy."
No, definitely not.
All right, your turn, Korg. How do you want?
Kick him in the nuts.
Take him down, Korg!
So we can reverse that grapple attempt and attempt my own.
Yeah, if you want.
And am I using? What am I
Athletics.
using to athletics again?
So just make an athletics check here. That's probably what you're going to be using for the majority of stuff in this contest.
Oh,
Oh my
Korg
goodness!
is kissing us!
Yep. So you have him in a grapple. So what kind of grapple do you have to try to subdue Brandon the Brawler here?
Oh, I've just gone straight for the chokehold, man.
Okay, you got the chokehold locked in. So he is flailing around desperately, wanting to break that chokehold. So you now have 1 round in which you've had him grappled. So if you can maintain that grapple for 2 more rounds, he's gonna pass out or be forced to tap out, something like that. So we're gonna
We like it.
roll initiative again once I clear the turns. So go ahead and roll initiative another time for me.
Oh, jeez.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay, so he's going first again. So he's going to try to break out of the grapple, but we do pretty much the same thing in that kind of contest where he's going to make an athletics check contested against yours. Hold on, let me make sure I have that right.
So you at that now?
Yep. So to try to break the grapple, he's going to make an athletics check against you. Yep. So he rolls a 13 against your 13. So he is able to free himself from the grapple because he only has to roll your roll or higher. The tie goes to him in breaking the grapple. So he manages to get out of the chokehold there. So you're going to have to start it over if you want to try to subdue him. But you can also just try to bludgeon him into submission. If you so prefer. So what's going to be your next move here, Korg?
I was going to say the bludgeoning worked first time, so let's go again for an elbow.
Is it the people's elbow, Korg?
For reasons of copyright and everything else, probably not.
It's the people of Calashan's elbow.
maybe it's the peasant's elbow.
It's an earthly elbow.
I like that. Take him down, Korg.
And I'm going that again.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so the elbow descends and just meets him straight across the face. You see a glazed over look on Brandon's eyes, and he just goes toppling back into the mud and has been knocked insensate.
Yay, Korg!
Winner by knockout of this bout is the mighty Korg.
That's for the tavern, bitch.
McConaughey didn't want a distraction.
So he is out for that one. I'm like, okay, congratulations, Korg. So we're going to set our next row of contestants here and see who you're going to face in your next bout. So the next 2 wrestlers to enter the ring, one is a Gol or a Goliath. So a very tall guy. He stands well over 7 feet tall, about 7'4", pale white gray skin, tattoos on his face, probably weighs, a good 350, maybe 400 pounds, somewhere in that area, bulging with muscle, very imposing figure. Going up against him is a small but wiry and compact, muscular dwarf woman.
He's waiting.
She also appears to have tattoos, and she looks like she has a striker's kind of build here. So this looks like to be a bout of raw strength against kind of what should we say, dexterity, I guess, and acrobatics, things like that. The 2 of them are going to go each other. So he's going to try to knock her down. He doesn't do too well on that point. She's going to try her monk strike. So they kind of hack away at each other. He tries to grapple her. She manages to dodge out of the way. But then with a mighty kick, she manages to kick him, and he recoils back 15 feet off of her mighty kick. And then she moves in again to try to push him out of the ring. On the next round, he manages to get the grapple and grabs her, has her in a headlock, is trying to cut off her air supply, but she manages to slip out of it without too terribly much trouble. And she tries to reverse it and then manages to kind of judo chop him right across the throat, and he staggers back a little bit more. He staggers back another 5 feet, and then she goes in to repeat the process. By the next round, he gets a good shot at her. strikes her across the face. She reels back a little bit, spits some blood on the ground, and then is going to attempt her other kick and comes back. And he just goes flying out of the ring at that point. And she does a couple of cartwheels and rolls back to the center of the ring. They say, 3 cheers for Lyra, daughter of Liet, the dwarf monk from Nettleger. Congratulations and good luck in your next bout. So
That was
Wow,
dope.
she's really good, Cog.
So that's going to
Yeah.
be your opponent coming up here.
Kick
in
her
the
ass,
next
dude.
round, Korg. So if you can win this, you'll end up going on to the finals to face the reigning champion. That's coming in.
Biscuit has a question in chat. What campaign is
Okay.
being played?
This is just a homebrew campaign of my own design here. We are going to be adding in some variations on a couple different Wizards of the Coast modules, but this is all stuff that's been authored and engineered by me. With
Legend.
obviously some borrowing and influences from other great things that I've watched and observed online.
Because DK is awesome.
He's a legend.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
not
go,
as much of a
Korg.
legend as Korg. So, Korg, are you ready to move on to round 2
Korg.
here?
Yeah, sure.
Take her down, take her down.
Stomp that
Then
tiny
take her
fool.
out afterwards.
Let's try not get beat up.
Good plan.
Oh,
Good plan.
Slippery little sucker.
Okay. Let's have a good clean bout here. In one corner, we have Lyra, daughter of Liet. And in the other, we have the mighty Korg, the one who beat the hometown hero, Brendan the Brawler. If you will take your positions, please.
Where
Korg,
am I?
Go,
gets into the
Korg!
ring.
Is that me? Yeah, there I am.
Don't move two down. So you
Say
can be
what?
at the exact 2 down, so you can be at the exact center.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, let's get some initiative rolls going.
You got this, Cog. You got this.
Yeah,
Go,
later, Smackdown.
Cog! Go, Cog!
Oop, I'm gonna get rid of the brawler there.
Ah.
So she's going to go first and is going to try her famous kick move against you. So you need to make a strength saving throw. You're pushed back 5 feet as a result of her kick, but you need to succeed on a DC 12 strength saving throw or you'd be pushed 10 more feet.
Which is
So on your character sheet, directly to the right of your ability scores, there's the little box and kind of in the upper left quadrant for saving throws. And you click the one that says strength.
is that the one with dexterity, constitution, all that stuff?
Yeah, so it has all 6
Yeah.
that are listed in a row
Yeah.
tightly packed together. So yeah, click the one that says strength.
Do we untick the bless modifier?
You can untick that if you want, since you're not blessed right now. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything to have it on. Okay, so you succeed on your strength save. So you're only pushed back 5 feet by the kick.
Nice.
So you stagger back a little bit as she delivers a good kick right in the chest, and you have to stagger back. But it doesn't knock you on your feet and send you sailing back another 10 feet. But she's going to move up and get ready to try that again. Korg, it's now your turn. What would you like to attempt against her?
Can we just punch her in the face?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can.
Go, Cog!
Yeah, give her a
What?
knuckle sandwich.
So go ahead and make an athletics check. So she's a little bit more spry than your last opponent.
Yeah, no kidding. Still bloody annoying though, and hopefully she'll run straight into it.
Serve her up a plate of karate chops.
Far out.
Oh no.
Did you
Oh,
fall
I
over,
think I
Cog?
punched myself in the face.
so you strike out with a haymaker, but she sees it coming a mile away and just ducks right under it. She rolls around. So let's clear that initiative order and we'll get some new initiative rolls coming in here. Looks like she's going first again.
Wow.
Oh,
Damn.
plot twist. The fighter turns out to be Bridget.
Yeah, Bridget, if you're looking for a character to play, you can play Lyra the badass monk here.
Yeah.
So she's going to switch it up and is going to say, you're not the only one who can throw some punches. So she's going to attempt her own kind of rake right across your face. And what is What's your dexterity?
I got no dexterity. 1.
Okay, so your armor class for purposes of this are going to be 11, since you're not wearing your armor while you're wrestling. So normally, if you're using your chainmail and a shield, your armor class is 18. But since you're unarmored right now, it's just 10 plus your dexterity modifier. So she rolls a 15 on her attack roll and is going to strike you for 4 damage.
Oof.
That hurts. So that comes off my health.
Mm-hmm.
You need to let us smell what you're cooking, bro.
Friggin' marigolds.
Okay, and now it is your turn, Korg. How would you like to retaliate against that strike?
That's a very good question.
Aggressively.
You should,
Yes, it really. I was gonna say getting super annoyed now. I'm gonna go with the haymaker again.
Channel you.
All right.
Channel you're in a Rocky.
Yeah, keep cocking hits in the head and occasionally make one back.
That's right. Adrian.
Yes. So that's an athletics check again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, so yeah, you hit. And a mighty
Go with
strike
the uppercut.
for 5 damage. So she staggers back from that with that uppercut. She's cut. She's cut. Here's the shit. See, she's not a machine. She's just a person. You can get a Korg.
That was good.
All right.
It's been practicing.
Let's clear that initiative roll. Oh, I already have it up. I just have to reaffirm it. Okay, so clear the initiative. Let's see who's going to get the initiative this time.
Not me.
Oh, she just pulled a really better dexterity this time.
Wow, so close.
So she's decided that she probably can't win a contest that's just a slugfest against Korg, so she's going to have to try
Come on.
her kicking abilities once again and try to get you out of the ring as quickly as possible. So, yep, she's definitely going to hit your armor class here. So I need you to make a strength saving throw again.
You got this. You got this.
Really difficult doing this without a mouse.
I should have made a macro for you. Okay, so you're only
Nice.
pushed 5 feet. You're only pushed
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're
Nice.
solid as a rock here. No problem. Not getting pushed back too much. She's going to move up and close the distance.
This is puntastic.
How do you make a rock fly? I'm going to try to figure it out.
How do you make here? Watch this. This is how you make a rock fly.
All right, Korg. What's the strategy this time?
Let's try the infamous spear tackle again. See if we can knock
That's
the
it,
wind out of
Korg.
it.
Give her a big hug.
Big hug. Flying headbutt.
Oh yeah.
Right there? Okay.
Yes.
So with a,
Nice.
normally it would probably be like a spear to the midsection type thing, but her only being a dwarf, it does end up as a mighty headbutt.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
For a normal person, they would probably be risking, if not as much, probably more brain damage from giving a headbutt to a dwarf. But since you're at least partly constructed of earth and stone, you're fine on that. And with a mighty crack, she ends up toppling over to the earth. She has also been knocked out by your second blow.
Boom.
You have won this bout.
Yeah,
So,
Korg.
to shake it off real quick, kind of turns to the side, spits out a little bit of blood, and offers you a hand so you asks to help her up.
Sure. We can do that.
Says, that was good. Well fought. Well fought. Beer later?
Say what?
Beer later?
Definitely.
All
You're
right,
paying.
good. I'll see you. No problem. No problem. Well struck. Well struck. Good match.
Sorry, just a little dazed.
Yeah, off for HIA.
Yeah,
So there's
20 minutes.
there's a slight break in between when the champion has finished up their last bout, when they're getting ready to face you. So if you want, since you've had a short rest since then, you can use your second wind ability again if you want to try to recover those 4 hit points.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, no problem. You're back up to 12.
I,
Good work, Cog.
Nice. Nice.
I'm at 12. Oops, there we go. Ah, where'd I go? Oh, there I am. All right, cool.
All right. 1 second here. I'll get this all queued up. Oh, well. That's okay. Okay.
Who's next?
And our returning champion from the frozen wilds of the Orem Mountains. He wrestled bears for part of his childhood training. We have the great returning champion, Ursa Kodorov.
Boo!
Oh, more booing than we expected from the crowd on this one. Boo, no, it's
Small
good
but
again.
vocal.
Okay, let me clear this initiative order here, and we will see.
I don't know if I missed it, but is there a prize for this?
There is. I'm sorry if I didn't announce that. So the prize for the winner of the wrestling contest will receive 10 gold for the winner.
You should smelt that gold down into a championship belt and wear that shit.
Yes.
Just
probably
carry it
just
around
the
like
right
this.
number of coins.
Yeah, maybe
As a
championship.
matter of fact, it is just a belt that just has like 10 gold coins slung around it.
It's a championship watch.
Can I add that to my armor class?
Well, right now he has the championship belt, so I don't think you want him adding anything to his armor class
yeah.
here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get some more initiative rolls going.
So how big's this guy?
So he is at least as large as you. He looks like a grizzled veteran. He's got his teeth like are filed down to little points. He's got sharp teeth. He's got
one
a
of
big
those dickheads.
scratch across his face, like he's taken a swipe from a bear. He's got looked like some healed scars on his arms from when a wolf tried to maul him. So he's definitely has some non-traditional training going on here.
Uh-huh. Shit.
So let's get that initiative going here. Okay.
Surprise, surprise! I suck.
So on his turn, first thing he bellows out a mighty cry, and he's going to go into his battle rage.
Uh-huh.
And then with a mighty hit, he is going to try to do a kind of double-barreled fist right across your head here.
Righto.
Cog.
He rolls an 18 to hit.
Holy.
Yeah, so you were going to take 6 bludgeoning damage from his bear claw strike.
Ow.
Man, that hit was so hard, even Zash got a black eye.
You said 6, yeah?
Yes.
Damn it!
All right, your turn, Korg.
I'm still awake. Awesome.
Go, Cog.
Still
Took his
here.
ass, dude.
Carefully.
Yeah, in your guys' section, there's like a little bit of a momentum building behind. Korg.
Go,
Korg.
Cog, go, Cog, go, Cog, go, Cog, go, Cog, go, Cog.
Can we try and take his feet out with a sweeping leg kick?
Yeah, we could do something like that. So yeah, why don't you try a grapple? We'll say if you succeed on that, you can get him on the ground here.
I'm going back to athletics, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, Cog.
pretty good.
You roll a 21, so you managed to grapple him here. So you got you trip him, get him on the ground, and now you've got him sort of where you
leg
want
lock.
him. Yeah, there you go. So are you doing the figure 4 or the sharpshooter?
Oh, figure 4.
Yeah.
Figure 4 for
Okay.
sure.
So he held him. We got some good reverb on that one too. He's howling pain. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, he's trying to strike out with his claws, but it's not working. So we're gonna roll for initiative again once I clear that. Yep, clear turn order, and we'll see who gets to go first this time.
Not you! Oh, dog!
All right, so
Oh,
he's
my
gonna
goodness
try
me.
to break out of this, and while he's got his rage, he gets a little bonus here to his wrestling checks. So he rolls a 22 to try to break your grapple.
Yeah.
So you need to make an opposed check here,
Which one?
an athletics check. So you need to beat a 22.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
Dog!
You feel
Yeah, boy.
the pressure against your legs. Ooh, he's trying to break out of it. Your muscles are bulging, but you just hold on to that leg lock. You're straining. You can kind of feel the edge of his tendons just kind of tensing and pushing back a little bit in a direction that they're not supposed to go as he howls in pain. All right. So what are you doing? Anything else on your turn? How are you going to try to amplify your grapple and keep this going?
Bear down, Korg!
bear down. I'm not dropping a douche, Dad.
He's going to poop on him?
On him! Do it,
Fish hook.
Korg!
Go the fish hook.
You want me to shit my pants while I'm at it?
Yeah. Use your finishing move, the courtesy flush.
Oh, okay, how does that one work again?
I don't know. It definitely involves some sort of water.
So I'm just maintaining that.
Yeah, so you're maintaining the grapple, so you're going to get another success this round. But if you want, you can try to add something to it, so that way you'll get a bonus on your third and final check. So you can try to
Right,
maintain the grapple somehow. So what kind of skill do you think you would use as a flourish? Something that's non-athletics related that you could use to maybe try to hone in on those weaknesses. What do you think would be a good skill check for that?
I have no idea.
What kind of stuff are you proficient in?
Tickle the gooch.
Proficient. I was going to say, intimidation's not working much, is it?
I mean, he's probably
Should
kind
try.
of intimidated. He's not used to being grappled by other guys.
Do it. Do an intimidation check. See if you beat him. You've been rolling well. Come on, Korg, intimidate him.
Let's do that.
Oh.
No, that's not going to help. So you do maintain the grapple.
I
do
always worth
maintain
a
it.
shot.
So you got 2 out of
not my thing.
If you can keep the grapple up for one more round, you will be pronounced the winner, but you're not going to get to add anything additional to it. So
You got this, man. You got this.
we'll remove it for more
Korg.
time, and then we're going to roll for initiative once again.
Because that works so well.
Oh, Korg!
All right. He's desperate here. His legs are aching. He's worried his kneecap's going to pop out, so he's trying to break this grapple as well as he possibly can. Ooh, he only gets a 14, though, to break the grapple. If you can beat a 14, it looks like you are going to be this year's wrestling winner.
Go,
Back to athletics, yeah?
go, 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 go.
Go, 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 go.
Hey!
So with a mighty cry, he's writhing around on the ground and goes, "Oh, ah!" Has to tap out.
Well, did I feel a tap? Is that what just happened?
Yes, I can.
Woo!
Oh, let me go.
All right.
So he gets up. He's
Lunchtime.
having a hard time getting to his feet. He just says, "Oh, I've wrestled wolves. I've wrestled bears. Never wrestled a rock. Don't think I'll ever try it again. Well done, friend." And he shakes your hand.
Likewise. I'd say
All
the
right.
pleasure was all mine.
Our champion and new title holder for the Obertal Harvest Festival, Korg of Who Cares?
Go, go, go,
Can I
go,
put that in my
go.
title, heavyweight champion?
Yes, you are the official heavyweight champion of Obertal now until the next Harvest Festival. So you may have to come back next year to defend your title.
Oh, I have to
Yeah, so they
defend it.
bring out a
don't
belt
get a
that's
throne?
studded with 10 gold coins around it and has a wonderful little, it just has a wooden plate. I mean, this isn't exactly the wrestling, but it does have 10 gold pieces you can use wherever you like as part of your championship belt. So you can add that to your list of prizes here.
You should pawn that shit.
That will probably come in handy. Whoops. That goes in there.
Nice work, Korg. That was rad. My boy.
Alrighty.
All right.
Hey, Cook.
I think our next event then is going to be Tura.
Whoop, whoop.
You're taking the stage in the Battle of the Bards.
Oh, is this the thing where they all go and talk shit?
In a manner of
Gonna
speaking,
make him
yes.
eat fire. Go Tura.
I think you're like thinking of an urban diss battle. It's not one of those.
Well, you never know what someone's
This is
special
just-
talent might be.
Hurling insults at the audience.
Slam poetry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So for that one, where is it? There we go. Yeah, so there's no entry fee for that one, but there is a furnished prize that's been donated by some of the wealthier people in town because, you know, they like to take in some high culture and things like that. There's a prize of 10 gold for the winning competitor in the Battle of the Bards.
Man.
So, Mr. Turoa,
Mm.
what kind of skill are you going to put on display here? So this is all going to be based primarily on the performance check. Just like archery was based on a bow attack roll, you're going to do the same kind of thing. So you're going to make a performance check at advantage, but you have the opportunity to add a flourish depending on how you're going to narrate your particular talent that you're showcasing.
Twirling his tutu.
My fire tutu. So when I what sort of skills am I clicking here? Is it the ones in the skills list or?
Yeah, so it's a skills list. It's going to be based on performance,
Okay.
in the same way that archery was based on just attack rolls and things like that.
Right.
But yeah, you can add a flourish. So what kind of skills are you showing off here in the first round of the talent show?
So I because of my magical abilities, I found I had a knack for fire eating performance growing up. So that's kind of what I've focused my whenever I enter these talent shows, I like to strut my stuff with being able to conjure fire and then eat it.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So where am I
Last
performing?
Swallow.
So you're eating yourself?
Yeah.
So, so yeah, we can move everybody to the center stage here.
Is that the stage there?
Oh, stage.
Right here,
Right
kind of in the middle. So you can just be in the field where they're having the rest of the events.
up on the rock.
So the multi-purpose venue has been reconfigured.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're certainly using this for every possible thing they can imagine.
We saw some brutal blood sport, and now we're gonna see people sing and stuff.
Fire. Okay, so are you going to add a flourish to your first roll here?
Yeah, I'm gonna come out strong, and add a performance flourish.
Well, it's based on performance, so you don't really use performance to flourish that. But if you want to do something where you're like conjuring fire,
Yeah.
maybe we have you make like an attack roll with your firebolt or something like that to like
Okay.
toss up a firebolt and then have it come back down and you swallow it.
Yeah, that's essentially what I had in mind. So, as I climb up onto the rock, I
I'm
actually
not playing, man.
I had a word with a lute player earlier, and so as I climb up on the rock, a hush falls over the audience, and you hear ringing out as I take my position on the stage. And I point to the sky and I shoot a fireball straight up in the air. And as it goes up, I attempt to catch it in my mouth. So let's roll. So what I'm rolling a fireball.
Yeah, just hit your firebolt thing and we'll see what you get on that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
And then do I roll anything else or no? That's it.
So now you're going to roll your performance. So you succeeded on your flourish, so you're going to roll that, and then you're going to get to add a d12 to your performance roll.
So I do /R 1d12.
But click your performance as well.
Oh, click performance?
Yeah, you can do it in either order.
I'll do that.
That's what you succeeded on your flourish.
Performance.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And then...
So he didn't burn his face off?
yeah, I still got my eyebrows. 1d12, is that right? /R space 1d12.
Mm-hmm.
Meh. That's
Still.
okay.
Still, where did the lighter fluid come from?
Oh, so glad that you got the reference. Yeah, so do I narrate what happens just then, or do you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So how does this combination trick work of you shooting off the fireball? Then what happens to it?
So I shot the fireball up in the sky, and whilst it was flying up in the sky, I started busting out some dance moves like this. And the crowd is warming up, getting real into my performance, and I spin around, but not really, because I'll strangle myself with my headphone cable. And then I drop down to one knee, and I look up in the sky, and the fireball's coming at me. And as it's coming down, I'm about to eat it. I don't know. I do jazz hands and people go, "Oh my god, that was amazing!" And I hold it there
Don't
in
forget
my
your
mouth.
spirit fingers.
And I hold it in my mouth, and you can see like the fire is contained within my mouth, and my cheeks are basically it looks like I'm on fire. So my whole face just lights up, and people are aghast. But then I stand up and I let out and I blow it out across the crowd.
Ooh.
There's your dragons and shit.
Yeah.
I got to see a dragon.
Yeah, that's what happened. Boom.
Yeah, so the crowd goes nuts on that one. So they are cheering for you. You know, I'm sure there's some undergarments that are thrown into the ring in your direction.
For ritual burning, or
a good pair.
Well, this one smells like marigold.
So that was your first attempt. So a guy who was doing some juggling and card tricks earlier, who goes by the name of Tom, is going to take the stage now, and he says, "You think that was great? This half elf, he ain't no top shelf. That fire might have been bright, but that ain't the only thing he'll be swallowing tonight." So I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw against his mockery here.
Wisdom.
And
Just
so
click
I'll determine
wisdom.
whether or not he gets to add his.
Do I just click
These-
wisdom?
Yeah, just click the under the saving throws.
And yeah.
Okay, so you managed to pass against that. So you're just like, that was a bit rude, but you're not shaking. You're still like dusting off some fire. Oh, what's that? Sorry, I didn't catch that. So he's gonna just roll his performance check here. Hopefully I have this script typed in right. Yep. Okay. So he manages to get a 23 on his first round here by doing his juggling and his diss tracks, so to speak, as he goes through his first round. What would you like to do for your second showcase here? 3 rounds is good with archery.
So what are we at like score wise? Are we tied?
So you're at 28. He's at 23.
Okay. So I'm gonna get back on stage, and I didn't really appreciate Tom the Bard's disc jam, so I start concentrating on another fireball. Can I do another fireball?
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit tougher this time around if you're mostly doing the same kind of trick, but
Yeah.
you could use the firebolt to flourish some other kind of move if you want.
Okay.
So you could like incorporate the firebolt into this, but is there maybe a different kind of skill check you'd want to make on this one?
So I could do like I can't do performance, right? Or I can.
Right, because performance is the one this is based on, unless you're doing a different type of performance, maybe.
I could maybe. What about an intimidation? Cause
Oh yeah,
yeah, okay,
for sure.
All right, so I'm a little bit bothered by Tom coming at me because we're not the only people on stage, and he singled me out. So I'm gonna roll up on him, and I get up on stage, and I look pretty tough and pretty pissed off. All right, so I'm gonna roll for intimidation, and blast another fireball, but I'm gonna shape it, and depending on how I roll, will determine how well I shape my fireball.
Cool. All right.
So which one do I do first? The
So
intimidation?
click intimidation first because you need to succeed on that to see if you get the flourish.
Okay. Boom.
Oh,
yes!
Absolutely. This is going to be a very intimidating display. So
All right.
for this section of the performance, how do you incorporate intimidation into this move that you're about to make?
Okay, so I whip him one of these. That's what I do. I'm like giving the pukan eyes. And I could see a little bit of pee like forming around his tunic. And,
Just a couple.
Just
Couple
a
drops.
couple drops. And then so I cast my firebolt. Should I do that now? I cast a firebolt.
You don't need to cast it. We'll just say that that's part of the intimidation that you do,
Okay.
because again, it'll be based on the performance check.
So I start conjuring the fire, and this ball is growing and growing and growing, and so I have a giant ball, and it forms into a fist like this, and then from the middle shoots up one single column of fire and gives him one of these. And then it shoots back up in the sky and comes down, and I eat that fire as well, and I blow it right in his face.
Okay.
Tom, bitch.
That is fantastic.
What do I do now?
Now, you click your performance check.
Okay. Hang on. So I click performance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Under skills. Yeah.
Yep.
Roll a 20.
But you get to add a d12 to that because you succeeded on your intimidation flourish.
Oh, yeah. 12.
Roll a 12. Roll a 12. Go 12, 12, 12.
Wait. D12. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Pretty impressive, yeah. So as the middle finger kind of just whips at him a little bit, and he has to do the whole. You made him flinch on that one, so the intimidation definitely worked. And then when you blow out the fire, it just skirts past his face a little bit, and as he looks back toward the crowd, you notice that he has no eyebrows that are remaining, and just in fits of laughter as this happens. So he is gonna try for his second attempt here to do some knife throwing, but he's going to do it acrobatically, so that way he's going to kick some of the knives at the target as well as throw a couple of them as well. We'll see if he's going to succeed on his flourish here.
There's the target.
There's just a target that's kind of over here to the right. It's
so it's not
been
a
set up for
person.
him.
Right, gotcha.
Well, we'll see how he does on this one. He might need to up the stakes for the third round.
Gotcha.
So he, for this one, okay, so he's gonna
fuck.
succeed on that flourish. So his base performance check here. Oh my goodness!
Wow, this guy's not taking a backward step.
He did not like that intimidation very much, did he?
Fucking Tom, piece of shit.
I only had the 2 to his flourish on that one. So let's see where we're at.
Oh,
So
it's going to be close.
I can't take the pressure. It's too much.
So it looks like you're ahead 53 to 49 right now.
Ooh, not bad, not bad.
Go Turua!
Yep. So
I feel like we definitely should cheat.
Bring that tutu.
well, if you want to try to introduce a, shall we say, chaotic element into the situation, Muse, you certainly can decide if you'd like to add anything here.
How many people in the crowd where I am?
I mean, a fair amount. These are pretty packed fairgrounds. I didn't have tokens for all of them, but there's a lot of people around.
Can I just start sort of going around the crowd and just like quietly, not quietly, going, Tom the Bard gave me herpes, and then walking away and just doing a sneer kind of thing?
So we'll say that might help kind of turn the crowd in Turo's favor.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Just go around. He gave me herpes. Tom the Bard's got herpes. Gave me herpes, and just spread that as far as I can.
A deception check on that one to see how well you're able to
Shit.
roll the crowd over to you.
All right. Deception. I can read. Oh, that's not great. Good.
Okay, not bad. So that's gonna help your friend Turoa out a bit. So we'll say that'll lower the DC for his flourish a little bit on this round as he tries to get the crowd on his side. So are you going to attempt to flourish on the third one to give yourself the edge here since you're 4 points ahead?
Yeah, I probably should, right? Can I do another performance flourish, or?
Well, what are you using to enhance the performance? Because performance again is the base roll. So what other kind of skills do you have?
I have good charisma, and apparently I've got 4 to acrobatics.
Okay, so acrobatics could help you out. Yeah, anything that you're proficient in probably could be something that's helpful.
Right.
Let me see. I can open up your sheet here. So yeah, what do you got? You got acrobatics. You got persuasion too. So is there a way you think you could incorporate persuasion or acrobatics into your act? We could say you could do either of those.
So I get more of a bonus if I do persuasion, right? Which would be
right, because it's charisma based, which is your best stat.
Right. If I was going to persuade someone, it'd probably be the crowd. Because I kind of want the crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So how are you trying to fire up the crowd, so to speak?
I've come to realization that this has quickly become a pissing contest between me and Tom the Bard, and everyone knows that Tom the Bard's got herpes, so so he's already way less cool than me. So I'm gonna get the crowd going and try and get them in my corner by giving them one of these, a slow clap, or getting them into it, right?
Okay. Cool. So you're getting them all worked up, ready for this third performance.
That's right.
So go ahead and make your persuasion check here.
Right.
And the DC is a little bit lower because Muse has been working the crowd on your behalf.
Persuasion.
No problem. Yes. The crowd is just chanting, Turoa, Turoa, Turoa. All right, so let's check out your performance check, and you'll get to add your D12 to that.
So I click performance again.
Oh,
yes.
Man, these rolls today.
Shit, yeah.
Good. Okay, and you get to add a D12 to that.
1 D.
And 5.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a hard time beaten that. So Tom is going to have to bust out his singing skills on this one, and rather than just adding to that component of the performance, he's going to make a check with his instruments. I'm going to play several different instruments at the same time to try to impress the crowd here.
Man, bad.
'Cause everyone loves a one-man band.
Exactly. So /R. So he's got to succeed pretty well on this flourish. He is going to make his flourish check, so he's got a chance here.
Wait,
if he
so
can win
just
over the crowd.
just quickly,
Mhm.
am I able to change that to a 7?
Yes, you absolutely could.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautifully done.
What?
So yeah, like I noticed,
Yes.
I'm gonna change it to a 7.
So yeah, you think back here momentarily to this instant when you were at the fortune teller and you heard like this strange cacophonous sound in the back of your head. And you're like, what is that? But apparently it was the sound of somebody sweating profusely while they're trying to play the mouth harp, the lyre, and the accordion all at the same time, and it just isn't really working out the way that they'd hoped. So yeah, at a 7 + 4, he's only going to get an 11, and that's not going to be enough on this flourish.
Oh, tanked it.
So his performance check, he
Brilliant.
gets 21 points, but he's going to have to subtract a d6 from that, which is going to take him down to a 17, and that is not going to be enough to beat your total score of 81 points here for the Battle of the Bards.
Big boy.
Nice.
Nice.
Is like, the people, the crowd have spoken.
Hoorah, hoorah.
Hoorah!
Well
The
done.
Master
woohoo!
of Fire has won the hearts and minds of the people. Let's hear it for him as he takes home his impressive prize of 10 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, you guys crushed it today.
So I add that to my
Just look
goal,
out for the
right?
next time we have to fight
Mhm.
someone.
28.
And of course, you have succeeded in winning the crowd over to your cause. So you were very impressive.
We're a bunch of cool dudes.
Bunch of cool dudes. Absolutely.
That was pretty cool. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Suck it, Tommy
Yeah.
Bud.
Nice work, man. Suck it, Tom.
So I think with you guys having taken home the big money in all 3 of the events in which you've competed, you ran the slate. That was some impressive rolling, boys.
Oh yeah.
I think now is probably a good
Yeah.
time to take about a 5 or 10 minute break here while we refresh ourselves, use the restroom, get some new drinks, and get ready for the rest of the Harvest Festival.
Shit, yeah.
Sounds awesome.
We'll be back shortly, peeps. Give
Catch
us
you guys
five.
on the flip side.
Yeah.
Awesome.
again if you want, because you all had a chance to short rest while the stuff is going on.
Hello, Twitch. We're back.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
We've peed and we've eaten.
Well, we're gonna eat.
May or may not be in that order.
Yeah.
Looks like you got 3 back from your second win there, Korg.
Yeah.
So not quite at full health, but you're doing okay.
Yeah. I'll survive.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Enough for another beer.
Absolutely. So there's certainly no shortage of people who are willing to buy the champion some drinks as the day wears on.
Woo-hoo.
So it's kind of up to you guys if you want to compete in any more of the events, like the joust or anything like that that's coming up. Although I suppose none of you are really on the jousting circuit, so you can just feel free to watch that event if you want. But if anybody wants to enter, they certainly can.
Zash, you could fluke your way through that.
I mean, I'm having one of those days. Did
I'd
we
like to see him on a horse.
did we establish who this fella was? Do we know anything about this fella?
Which fella?
No, so in fact, after the Battle of the Bards is over, they're still kind of cleaning up in the intervening time. This guy is wearing kind of ragged clothes, and he has a torn banner that has some unintelligible script on it. He's ranting about various types of topics as you get closer. It says things like, "The turn of the stars heralds the coming of the old ones." In fact, he points directly at you, Zashir, and he says,
Ooh.
"We shall meet in hell before this year ends."
Oh my goodness!
So as he says that, a couple of guards kind of come up. They're like, "All right, that's enough. Come on, Mr. Prophet. Let's go have another ale over here someplace. You don't need to bother the nice crowd with your rantings." "But the serpents are rising. The old ones are returning. Soon, doom comes to this land." Yes, yes. Tell us all about the doom. We'll deal with that later. We start dragging him away.
That's your department this year.
That's not good, fellas.
Is that what your cult tells you? That's not good.
Well, no, I didn't talk to my cult. I might have to go and consider on this stuff, but those snake people at the start of the Harvest Festival, I think they're up to something.
You would.
They're snake people.
I mean, they clearly are up to no good. They started making trouble in the neighborhood.
I need to talk to. I'm not sure. That fella.
It was probably just a crazy hobo.
He said he'd see me in hell and that the old gods are returning.
Yeah, but he also kind of smelled like marigolds, and we all know how we feel about that.
He was definitely not the most pleasant smelling gentleman. He had kind of wild, disheveled hair, a dirt spattered face, probably some manure on his ripped trousers and all sorts of things.
What are we gonna do? That
You're the churchy one.
well,
Should we be worried?
I am a little worried. This old gods. I mean, I've heard tell of the old gods. There's Baphomet and I don't remember the other names. I'm gonna have to look them up
Jeffrey.
in my holy book.
Was it Jeffrey?
I don't think it was Jeffrey.
Nah. Certainly wasn't Tom the Bard, pussy.
No, it was. There's the old gods. Where's the old gods? My goodness, I wish I could read faster. This is an issue.
Work on
Well,
your
while
writing.
while that's going on, is there anything else that you guys want to compete in for the Harvest Festival? Or are you just going to enjoy the feast?
So, Heathen in chat said they got in one little fight and their mum got scared. To which I said, she said, "You're moving in with your brother Korg, little Zashir." Sick rhymes.
Yeah.
So what other
What
events are there?
what other? Yeah.
So there's still the melee that's coming up in a bit. And then there's the joust at kind of the last part of the day, and then there's going to be the great feast in the evening.
Ooh, I do like a bit of feasting. Is the melee just like you go in and everyone versus everyone?
Yeah, so the melee, it's everybody for themselves. It's a real Royal Rumble type situation.
I kind of
That's
want to
going on.
on.
So you can the rules for that are you can only use melee weapons.
Shit.
It's normal combat kind of rules, but if you get reduced to 0 hit points, it just means that you're knocked out. Like with the wrestling, it's going to be initiative basically every round until there's a winner at that point. But you can use your armor and your normal weapons, but you can only use melee weapons. So no bows and no spells or anything like that.
I kind of
Why
want to
not?
enter.
Yeah, I think you guys should. I'm probably not going to with my -2 and everything. Probably not for me.
I'm not really feeling melee at the moment.
Melee.
I have my sweet tire that I could go and like whack some people with. I have low hit points though, right?
Looks like you're still on 6 HP. Well, you've probably, if you want, you could short rest at some point during the day. And same with Muse and Zashir. Korg has already taken a couple of short rests, but he only had 1 hit die to spend. But if each of you wants to spend a hit die to get yourselves back up to full, you certainly can.
How do you do that?
So click on your character sheet below the area where it says hit points, there should be something that says hit dice.
Yep.
If you click the words hit dice,
Okay.
and you get that number of hit points back. So you're back up to full.
Cool.
And so is this year.
Current hit points 8, right?
Ooh. Oh.
Yep, you're 8 out of 8.
Gangster.
And Muse, are you going to spend a hit die in the short rest? If you do, you'll be at full since you're only missing 1 hit point.
Nah. Yeah, I'm
good.
Yeah, I'm only missing 1. I'm not going to bother.
You're self-medicating.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
Exactly.
All right. So who's going to compete in the melee?
Yeah, let's have a go.
Not I.
Yeah, I wanna give it
I'm
a
going to
go.
go chill with Thunder Lizard.
And how about
Use
Zashir?
this weapon and have a swing this time, right?
I'm not gonna participate. I'm just gonna go.
Do it.
I'm gonna
Do
watch
it.
and cheer
Do it.
from over here.
Yeah, you suck with the most.
Pretty much, yes.
I'm surprised you didn't knock yourself out with that warbot.
Korg, you promised Mum you wouldn't be nasty to me.
Clearly, he's a liar.
Sure, that's just my poor
So we're
sense
gonna
of
get some
humor.
get some other people in here. So Mr. Ursa is gonna come back.
Is there any food stalls around now?
Yeah, absolutely. There are a variety of different food stalls. So what kind of food are you looking for? I don't know how you would. I don't know how you
Well,
would
my
feel
little-
about fried turkey legs. If that would be something that interests you, or if you have no interest in eating the turkeys who are supposed to be your friends.
Jav has turkeys.
I don't know turkey. But, my little monkey friends were after some chicken nuggets. Can I find some chicken nuggets for my monkey friends?
Yeah, so they have this interesting
Not
new
to-
place called Coletta's Fried Chicken, where they're giving out these strange breaded pieces of chicken in these little wicker buckets that they're giving away to people who are traveling throughout the fair. Is that
Yeah,
something
I'm
interesting?
gonna get some of those, and then I'm gonna take them back to my monkey friends with at Zorba's plate, and because they wanted some chicken.
Okay. So as you start feeding them the chicken nuggets and things like that, Zorba says, "Oh, if you give them a taste for that, they'll never want anything else. You can't give them that type of stuff."
But they asked me for it. They specifically said they wanted it.
Yeah,
What do you want me to
they're
do?
already digging through your bucket looking for choice pieces, and it just munching, especially the breading and the skin, the fat, and that kind of stuff. They're literally going ape shit for it.
The monkeys are going apeshit.
Nice. Chow down, my little friends. Chow down.
Yeah, so okay, we got some other people who are taking up positions here in the melee ring over here. So you have some various men at arms stuff like that. So go ahead and position yourselves in the ring, so to speak, wherever you want to be. And then once you're ready, we can roll initiative for that.
Count me last. What the?
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
That never happened.
big 20 boy.
Wait, did I roll in? Oh no, hang on. You do it on the face, right? Oh, there
You
you
get
go.
to make sure you select your token before you roll initiative.
Shit.
There we go.
I'm gonna get knocked up before I can. do
Okay,
anything.
so on the first round, Korg, you're up first.
So who we got in here?
You got
So
the
you
guy beat
recognize
earlier.
the guy who's right over here as Ursa Kodorov, who is the guy that you got in the figure 4 leg lock with that you made to tap out to win the championship belt.
Yeah, that guy.
You gonna go after him?
No, who's and who's oh yeah, he's closest. Let's have a swing.
Sure, so go ahead and move your token next to him.
Sorry, buddy. Oops. Not sorry.
If it's too hard to move it without the mouse, I can just move. There you go.
I'll go there eventually.
All right.
So what are we using for this one?
You can just use your regular weapon. So they put some padding around your warhammer or something like that to make it a little bit less lethal, I think.
Bollocks, they did.
Drive him in like a spike!
Oh, maybe they really, really did.
Oof.
Yeah, an 11 is not going to be enough to hit him
Damn it.
in his nimble bear fighting training form. So that's not going to work too well there. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
What can I do? Run away? No.
Well, if you run away, he can make an attack of opportunity as a reaction if you
Yeah.
move out of his threat
And
range.
so I'm just gonna stay right there.
Yeah. So you can once during this fight use your second wind as a bonus action since you'd had a chance to rest since you last used it. So you don't have to use it now, but you do have that option. You can do that as a bonus action on your turn, but you're only going to be able to use it once during this fight because you have to take a short rest before it recharges.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just sit there. That was
All right.
useless.
So next up, one of the guys who
Oh.
is one of the serving in the town watch, he's going to come over here and start fighting against this guy who looks like he's outfitted with some non-traditional weaponry. And I got his character sheet open. So he's going to use his spear that he's got here and is going to do some damage to this guy. If I can start marking down. All right. Mr. Ursa Kodorov is going to enter his battle rage. Roar! I'll get you this time, Earthman.
Oh, crap.
And is going to swing his blunted axe. He rolls a 15 to hit you.
I don't think that hits.
That's right off.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Bounces off your armor, off your shield. You manage to deflect it aside and say, I don't think so. All right.
Fire and blink,
Tura.
mate.
So, can I go and help Korg out?
If you want to, yeah.
Korg, maybe we should form an alliance, right? We can have each other's back. We can take these chumps out one by one. And at the end, we'll see what happens.
Then you'll submit. Awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely submit.
Oh, and sorry, I didn't mention it at the start. So the melee is 5 gold to enter.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, dude. That's a bit rough.
I'm gonna definitely lose my half my winning from before.
Yeah.
It's a free roll. It's a free roll.
Yeah, true. So down to 23 from 28. You said 5?
Yeah, 5 gold to enter.
Okay. So, and I can move how many? 10.
6 squares.
Oh, 6 squares.
Yeah, because your movement is divided by 5.
Well, I could still do that and then just move away from that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, if you want, you can dash up next to Korg.
Yeah.
So that way, at least if that guy tried to retreat, you'd be able to use your reaction to get the attack of opportunity if he tries to move away from you guys.
Okay, so how do I do that?
So if you dash, basically you spend your action to take a second move action. So your movement is doubled. So you can move up to 12 squares if you want. It
So
just
I
means that
can
you can't
move
attack or take another kind of action.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Do I want to do that in my turn? Nothing. I'll do that. I'm gonna dash to here. Actually, I'm gonna dash to here.
Okay.
Once again,
Korg.
using
Oh,
Korg
you're
as
gonna
shield.
backstab me. Getting ready to backstab Korg here. Okay.
Surprise.
So this guy, the thug, he is gonna go after the guy that he's fighting. Oh, he doesn't do very well on that roll though. So not too good for him. He's not able to get a hit in against the guard that he's fighting. The knight, who was planning to come up and engage you, Turo, but you were too fast for him, is that he's going to try to dash over to this little sub fight down here. So he's going to dash over to that side. Actually, he's going to go there so he can let both of them have a chance to hit him. He is a knight after all. That's it for that round. So we're going to clear the initiative order and we're going to roll for initiative again for the next time around. So that way we keep this nice and dynamic.
Oh.
I don't understand what's happening right now.
Oops. And who did I miss? The knight. Press the wrong button. There we go.
You still won, Korg.
All right, Korg, you're up, my friend.
Whack him, whack him, whack him, whack him.
Where's my weapon gone? There you are. Bombs away.
Oh, goodness.
Nice.
What a great roll.
So you're doing it two-handed, so you're not using your shield right now.
No.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so your armor class is only 16 at the moment, but you deal him a mighty blow. He kind of goes to one knee and just summons up the strength to stay up to try to deal you another blow. As I'll not be defeated again.
Uh-huh.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, I'm good with that, man.
Okay, yeah, that seems pretty good.
Nice hit, man. Nice hit.
All right, so he's
I might
gonna
hit something.
Get him, Korg.
over here, and he gets a strike on him. Mr. Ursa, he's gonna try to hit you. Ooh, he's gonna critical hit.
Oof.
Korg, you are gonna take, let's see, 8 slashing damage. Not too great on the second die there.
Oh,
Sorry, what was that?
Take 8 damage. Man, 2d12 and he only managed. What a crappy critical. He should have knocked you out on that one. Oh well.
Heathen said, "Who needs the shield anyway?" Oh, I guess Korg does.
Even a shield on the back of critical hits. All right, Turoa, are you gonna try to?
Yeah, I should move into striking range, right? So I should move
Yeah, stop hiding.
to here.
Gonna honor the terms of your alliance.
Go,
And,
Churua!
let's see. I'm gonna bust out my mighty Taiaha. And so the difference between quarterstaff one hand and quarterstaff two is
If you use it two-handed, it does more damage. And since you're not using a shield, you might as well use it two-handed.
Gangster. All right, I'm gonna click that. I'm gonna bring it down on his head.
Whack!
Yes.
And with a mighty blow, once again, the bear warrior from the north, Ursa Kotorov, tumbles down into the mud and must be carried off the field by the assistants.
Yay, my boys!
That'll do.
Let's get him, Korg.
All right.
Good
Anything
job.
else? Any other movement you'd like to make on your turn?
Can I hide behind the rock again?
Which one?
This guy. I'm gonna move here. Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 7. That's all I can move, though, right? Just to there.
You've
only moved
two
one
squares,
square this
so you
turn.
can move up to 4 more if you want.
Perhaps I should move. There's good. There's fine.
How many
Okay.
hit points have you got left,
Actually, I'm gonna move
Korg?
here.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, but you've got that second wind thing.
Does that work like that?
Isn't that right, DK?
Yeah. So you, as a bonus action on your turn, you can use your second wind to recover some hit points.
Can you use the bonus
Right.
action first?
Yeah, unless something specifies that your bonus action has to be taken like before or after another trigger, you can take it at any point during your turn.
Nice.
There are some bonus actions, depending on what it is, that specify it's like after you move, you can do this, or after you attack, you can do this. But if it doesn't say before or after, you can do it anytime on your turn.
Cool.
Okay, this guy has to be carried up.
So who did that get knocked out then?
Yeah, what just happened?
Which one was that guy? Was
Yeah,
that
so the thug, this guy over here, who was using his big old club, who looked like a street brawler of types, he got knocked out by the guy in the guard's uniform. So the other guards are cheering for him because that was an old kind of grudge there. That was the law against the street.
Gotcha.
So we'll remove those guys from the initiative order. Oh, that was the guard's turn. Oh, the knight already took his turn. That's right. Okay, so we'll clear the initiative order, and then we'll roll for initiative again.
Whoop.
What happened, Korg? No 20 that time, mate.
But look who's still first.
Still a good one. Go, Korg!
I don't get it. But so I can second wind.
Yeah, so you can second wind as a bonus action on your turn if you'd like.
What do you mean? If I'd like?
Yeah, so you get 5 hit points back.
If I'd
Or if you'd
like.
like. You
You're
could
a
say, well,
funny
guess
man.
I'll die.
Oh, we're in this to do some damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
Go sucker punch him, man.
this guy.
Yeah, that guy right
Yep.
there. Definitely him.
That one.
This guy.
So
Definitely
you
that
have
one.
the top guy. So that's the guy who's a
Yeah.
knight. He's dressed in a knight's outfit.
Uh-huh.
So he's heavily armored, like
Definitely sucker punch him.
Right. This might not turn out so well, but you know, it's all part of the fun, right?
He's dressed in metal. Treat him like a nail.
oh goodness, 5 more damage.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, Korg!
No.
Wait, just send the dude to the hospital.
So with a mighty blow, you crack him right over the helm, and his ears are ringing as he turns his head to meet you and says, "Oh, we have a newcomer, eh?"
What the shit was that?
Throw us for a tent peg.
Can I think I
Hide behind a
understand
rock?
this correct. If I do, like, if I use intimidation or something, does that potentially give me advantage on the next turn?
It could, depending on how you want to narrate it. So, what are you going to attempt to do here?
I'm gonna do a haka.
Excellent.
Okay, so again,
Are you trying to intimidate anyone in particular, or just all your
I
opponents?
think I'm gonna try and intimidate the knight.
Okay.
So, I call him. I say, "Hey, night boy," and then I do a haka, but I'm not going to do a haka. But Tudor
Well, we can only
does a
see part
haka.
of you.
It's a fearsome haka, and his hair seemingly starts to glow, and he looks like he's gone Super Saiyan.
Nice. So yeah, go ahead and make your intimidation check,
All right. Oh shit.
and I'm gonna have him contest that with a wisdom saving throw.
Hang on. Tudor.
Come on.
So I click what? Intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, intimidation.
Go, Tudor!
What did I roll?
Pretty intimidating, man.
Yeah, he only gets an 8 against that. So we're gonna say that at least for the next turn, that the knight is going to be frightened of you.
Mean.
Nice.
Well
Nice.
done.
And so that's my turn, right?
That's your action. Yeah, was intimidating him.
Okay. Cool.
So you can move if you'd like, though.
I'm out of range.
So what does?
I'm out of range of the second guy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, just in range.
Yeah.
If I move, is diagonal count? It does, right?
Diagonal's fine. Yeah. Non-Euclidean universe for the win.
No, I think I'll stay there.
Okay.
Get involved.
Oh, I will be.
So the knight is going to turn to his new opponent and engage him, but since he's frightened of something that's still in his line of sight, he's going to have disadvantage on this attack roll since the source of his fear is still in view. And as a result, he only rolls a 17 instead of a 22. Oh, but you're using your one
Two-handed,
two-handed, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
16.
Yep. So yeah, you're gonna take 10 slashing damage. I think that's gonna take you out.
God,
I'm a
no!
dead man.
No, Cook!
So where is this here? Over, yep, yeah. So you guys are now off to the side over here.
Are you okay, Korg? Korg, are you okay?
Clearly not.
So yeah, Korg's gonna need a little help. And then at the end of the knight's turn, he is gonna shake off the frightened effect.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Right there. The guard, he says, "I'll deal with you later, dancing man. First, I dance with the knight." Says, "No one can stop the pride of Obertal." As he rolls a 7 and glances off the side of the knight.
Someone's been watching Zashia.
Hey, I'm having a good day.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll initiative for the next round here of the melee.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh no.
Okay.
All right. So what I might do, I might get a little crafty here and
Run away.
yeah, dash over to the far corner, out of range from those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to there.
Okay.
And we're gonna let them duke it out.
Yeah. So yeah, when you run over there are some people in the crowd who are going, "Boo! We can't watch a fight, not a foot race."
Don't make me bust out my.
Go and get him. They knocked out Korg.
Don't make me bust out my giant fiery middle finger, you jerks.
Oh, how quickly he goes from a face to a heel.
Okay, I'm quickly learning running away is not liked by an audience.
Okay, the knight is dealt another blow by the guardsman over here, but he's still on his feet and carrying on. And says, "No commoner can defeat me. I am the mightiest knight alive." And as he raises his blunted greatsword again, he brings it down with a natural 1 and swings over the guard's head, swings around in a circle, and then arrives back at his first position.
Is his name Mike? Is he Mike the Knight?
It's not out of the question.
Oh, nobody knows that joke. Dear me.
No.
Nobody's got children but me.
That was a natural 1 joke.
All right, initiative time for the next round.
Oh, Tura!
Oh, I got the. Oh, I just clicked on the wrong token. That's why.
Far out. What's going on?
Yeah, so you guys are up first. Okay, so there's some people in the crowd who are like, "Get in the melee! Get in the melee! Get in the melee!"
I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna move to there. Is there anything I should do whilst I'm not fighting?
Haka.
Did I do another haka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, who are you gonna try to?
I'm gonna try and
At this time.
intimidate the knight again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since he's kind of steeled up for this one and he's used to it, he's gonna have advantage on the wisdom save this
Okay.
time around. But yeah, go ahead and roll your intimidation check.
Oh wait, no.
That's intimidating.
No,
Is that
Yeah.
24 or 11?
that's 24.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because you always take the left one unless you have advantage or disadvantage. Just take the one on the left.
I thought I had disadvantage, but he's got advantage, right?
He has advantage on his save, but yeah, he only rolls a 14 on the advantage one. So he is once again frightened of you.
I don't know.
And on his turn,
why.
since he has disadvantage, since he is feared, he has disadvantage again. So he is swinging away at the guard, but the 12 is not enough to hit the guard at his armor class. He says, "This one's for the commoners." And the guard is going to raise his spear once again and try to bring it down. But he only rolls a 7 against the knight. So he is not too successful there.
Oh, come on, mate. I can't win this battle for you.
The knight says, "Maybe we should deal with this coward before we finish one another off. Why should he get to take home second prize from beating one of us?"
Uh-oh.
So that's the end of
The
that.
table turned.
I hate to throw a spanner in the works, but my Uber Eats just turned up. But I'll roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative and then go grab your food.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'll be back in a sec.
This is
Go for
insane.
it.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh my goodness. What is going on with the rolls today? These are awesome.
Yeah. I can't wait to get you guys into a real fight so I can start seeing those 1s and 2s start coming out.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen.
Oh, without a doubt.
So what are the rest of you doing while Turo is psyching himself up to enter the fight, but is also busily running over to grab a chicken wing to munch on before he runs into attack?
Well, I'm fanning Korg because he's unconscious and I want him to wake up.
McConaughey, are you still trying to share your chicken with the monkeys?
Yeah, I would assume that I would have ritual cast Speak with Animals again, just so I can have a chat with my little monkey friends.
I say, more chicken, more chicken. Chicken's the best.
Oh, I can't get close enough to do anything, right?
No.
Halfway. Or if you use
Yeah.
your action, you can get all the way there.
But if I get in close, they're gonna hit me, right?
100%.
Let's move.
Depends.
I'm gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you'd like, what you could do is you could move 6 squares and take the dodge action. So that way, if
Oh,
they
okay.
decide to attack you, they'd have disadvantage on their rolls.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here and do that. Take a dodge action.
Okay.
What do I roll?
You don't have to roll anything. You're just considered to be dodging for the next round.
Cool.
So until the start of your next turn, anybody who makes an attack roll against you has disadvantage because you're just focusing all your energy on dodging out of the way of their strikes.
Right.
He is the
Smart,
artful
yeah.
dodger.
So the knight is going to come over here, and he is going to attempt to knock you out. The guard
Does the other guy get an
could
attack
take it. He
opportunity?
chooses not to take it. He wants to see what happens first here.
I think he's upset that Juro has
I
been
tried
running away.
I tried to help you out, bro.
Yeah, can we spread some sort of rumor?
So he rolled a 14 to hit you. What's your armor class?
12, I think.
Yep. So he hits you and is going to deal you 7 slashing damage.
Oh, fuck.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's gonna hurt.
gonna leave a really big mark.
Ooh.
Okay. And then the guard on his turn, he does not necessarily live by a code of chivalry. So he's going to come up here and he's going to try to stab the knight in the back.
Nice.
And he is able to do some damage. So the knight
Fucking
is
finally.
not knocked out of the fight yet, but he's getting low here. So let's see what happens in the next round as we clear this initiative order.
Oh, no. Shit.
Roll well.
Oh, no.
Roll well.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, now you're in trouble.
these are not ideal rolls for you.
Oh no.
So the guard, he is going to. You're lucky the guard's going first because he still wants to take out the knight. He thinks that he might not have the best chance one-on-one against him, but if he can do it while he's distracted, he's going to go for it. And he rolls a critical hit. And
Oh,
punch through
Yeah.
the knight's armor and clock him on the back of the head to make him roll in the dirt. So that's going to be it for the knight as he's carried off over to the side. So then the guard's going to move in next to you and say, "Let's dance, fireman."
He hasn't taken any damage yet, right?
He has not taken a single hit.
Nah.
oh, you need a couple of really big criticals, and he needs to whiff a couple of times.
Alright.
Just crit him, bro. You got
wait,
this.
so
You
it's
got
my
this.
turn, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright, so I suppose.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do to, like. I just have to swing, right?
Just hit him, man.
It's kind of just down to the nitty gritty at this point.
Alright, I'm gonna bust out my tire high again and try and hit him across the face with it. Let's go. Oof.
13 is enough to hit him. He's not real hit. Oh, no. Wait, sorry. No, I was looking at the wrong box. No, 13 is not quite enough to hit him
Shit.
with his armor. He's able to turn that aside. Yeah, in fact, you need a 14 to hit him. You just miss on
Damn.
that front. Anything else you'd like to do? Probably not, since if you move, he's going to try to poke you.
Yeah, no, I'm good. What is
Okay.
this, Facebook?
So we remove the turns. Let's see if you have a chance to go first in the next round. Well, he only rolls a 9 in his initiative, so let's see how you do.
Oh!
Yes.
So you have a chance to go first here.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna. Again, I'm gonna just try and bludgeon him. Let's go. Oh!
Hey, that's better.
That's a good hit.
Yep, with a mighty 2 bludgeoning damage.
Luckily, you only had one
Crack
hit
him right
point.
across the face, and he kind of does one of these on his dry. That hurt.
I chipped a tooth.
Move to come for you and use his spear to make an attack on you. He rolls an 11 on this attack.
Oh, lucky.
Nice.
Not gonna have to hit you, right? Your armor class is 12.
Yes.
Sure looks like it. Okay, next round.
Ooh. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, here comes the spear again. 13.
Oh, he got ya.
Damn it.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yep. So you are now knocked down. You are down and out for the count. and the crowd goes wild as their hometown hero, one of the guardsmen, Wedge the guardsman, has won the melee to the shock of everybody. The big barbarian was taken out. The knight was taken out. Korg, the wrestling champion, was taken out. And he stands supreme overall. But all is not lost. For you, Turoa, since you are the runner-up, you get 15 gold.
Oh, gangster.
Yeah. Nice pickup.
Good result.
Since you are the runner-up.
28, 38. You don't got any quick maths for me?
What's that?
23 plus 15, 38.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should pay me back my entry fee.
If you're using him as a rock shield.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 5 gold of my winning.
Okay. So the crowd is reasonably impressed. They like that you've made a good stand after running away a couple of times. They like that you at least did toe-to-toe against the eventual champion. And you built up a fair amount of goodwill from your fire eating routine. So the crowd is still reasonably pleased with you.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
Steve. Tutor.
So, as the jousting is about to begin from sort of the southern entrance of the field down here, a herald introduces a guy named Marcellus Cinna, who is the proconsul of Obertal. He's a richly garbed man, about 50 years old, and he clearly has not skipped too many meals recently.
Did you say Marcellus Wallace?
Marcellus Cinna is his name.
Does Marcellus Cinna look like a bitch?
What does he look like? He's closely attended by a number of other wealthy merchants, courtly officials, things like that. And the herald also introduces, he says, wine has been generously donated by the sorority of the Serpent Lord, available to all patrons, while mead has been furnished by the fraternity of the Serpent Lord. Please feel free to drink on their coin. So the crowd cheers for that.
drink
They always like free booze.
Am I still unconscious?
No, you've been brought around. You're doing okay now, but probably not feeling in real great jousting shape.
Oh, definitely not. But good enough for drinking.
Yep. So, unless anybody's planning to compete in the joust, I think you guys will probably just watch that event or go do something else.
Yeah, something else sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to joust.
Korg, I don't think you should drink.
That would be bad.
It's from the snake people.
Can we roll
It's
some
free.
sort of perception check to make sure that it's not like tainted with cult juice?
Sure. So, what kind of skill do you think you would use to discern that type of thing? I think perception, just kind of looking at it, probably wouldn't be enough to tell necessarily.
Not even if you hold it up to the light.
A survival check, perhaps?
Survival, or maybe medicine or something like that. Or is one of you proficient in brewer surprise?
Medicine,
brewer
absolutely.
supplies?
Medicine sounds good.
Yeah, I'm proficient in
Yeah,
brewery
so why don't each
supplies.
of you make a check? So when it asks you, when you select brewer supplies on the left muse, it's going to ask you using which ability, and you'll do it using wisdom.
Oh,
There you are.
It's not bad, not bad.
Okay. So Zashir, you have a taste, and you're like, it's.
and I'm immediately drunk.
They're like, that's definitely wine. It's probably not the best vintage that you've ever had. You grew up rich, at least rich-ish, so you're used to having a slightly better quality of wine, but it will certainly do for the swirl of the common folk around here.
It's cheap, but it's okay, Korg, I think.
Yeah, McConaughey, your impression is it's not the best wine, but it does not appear to be poisoned or have anything else wrong with it like that.
Same goes for the mead.
Okay.
Yeah, same for the mead. Assuming that you guys taste both of them.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it's all right, guys. We can have a sip.
Sip.
Sippy sip.
So you having a few
All right.
sips while you watch the joust, or are you going to talk to any of the merchants? What would you like to do?
Gonna say we can have a drink and watch the jousting contest. Recover a little.
Can I try and convince one of the monkeys that I'll get them heaps more chicken if they come on adventures with me?
Sure.
I'm getting a
why don't-
real Michael Jackson vibe from McConaughey music.
That's not the kind of grooming that monkeys do.
No, it's the kind of grooming that Mahoney Hughes does.
Yeah. Hey,
They're
little
calling
monkey.
bubbles.
It'd be a lot cooler if you came with me.
Uh,
Why don't you make
Can I try and
why don't you make
persuade
a
a monkey?
persuasion check for me? Mr. McConaughey
Yeah.
Hughes.
Come on, monkey. Persuasion. Oh, that's not great. Oh,
Yeah, so they're
no.
like,
Oh,
chicken's good,
oh.
but adventuring's dangerous. Get plenty of food. Zorb is good. Zorb is good. Don't know
Have-
you.
Would I have advantage for getting them chicken?
You're not going to be able to wiggle advantage in that. I would say you don't have disadvantage because you were trying to, because you were giving them some chicken and things like that. But convincing them to go on adventures is a pretty tall order since they don't have the type of thing.
Nah, it's worth a try.
For sure. But you guys
Worth a
watch
try.
some jousting. It's happening between some crowd favorites. This has probably drawn the largest crowd of the day. Many of the upper class folk who come out to watch it as knights on their destriers charge at one another, splintering lances against the shield of the other, occasionally one being knocked off their horse, drawing oohs and ahs from the crowd. The eventual winner of the joust is a guy named Sir Garland Greenhand, who had attracted a bit of a following earlier, is kind of a famous tournament knight who's done well in some other tournaments and things like that, and has claimed that he's on his way to join the Order of the Emerald Eye, which is another knightly order that's recently formed along the Storm Coast. They're dedicated to preserving the virtues of the wilderness and wild spaces and protecting them from threats from the outside. So
Sounds
while you
good,
guys
dude.
are enjoying some time feasting after enduring the joust, you're invited up by some of the wealthier members, since you were champions in various events and even the runner-up in some other events, to come and dine at the high table with some of the other richer people in town during the feast to get access to some of the really good food.
No.
Sounds good.
are
Sounds good.
these people that we might be familiar with, being from a minor noble family?
Yeah, I think you would probably at least have heard of them in passing. Certainly you know who Marcellus Cinna is. You would have heard the name, know that he is a noble here in Oberthal. So his family was not necessarily kind of at the tip top of the nobility in Oberthal before sort of the unification wars and things like that. But since his family sided with the Republic, he ended up kind of getting the position and working his way up the ladder and being now sort of the governor of the area around Oberthal. So some of the other noble families view him as a little bit more of an upstart or an outsider, but he clearly enjoys the power that he's able to wield and use it maybe to line his own pockets and certainly fill his belly on more than one occasion.
Right. So kind of like Lake Town.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, he's kind of like the master. He has that very... Yeah, I think he has a kind of Stephen Fry-ish quality to him. The way that he looks. So while you guys are eating, drinking, feasting, things like that, even though you haven't had a chance to actually sleep or anything like that, the food is good enough. They have some people who are able to attend to your wounds. And because these were mock fights and things like that, we'll say that you are able to get the effects of a long rest in. So you can go ahead and refill your hit points back up to full, recharge your spell slot, and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool. Give me 2.
What's the recharge of thingy?
So there's not a button for it, but you can just go ahead. Yeah, like your hit points you marked are back up to maximum. If you spent any spell slots, those will come back to you.
I think I did.
I think that's most of the stuff that's up and running here.
Where do you see your spell slots?
And
So that will be
one.
on the spell tab. on your sheet. Kind of along the top, you have your 3 things that say core, bio, and spells. Kind of marked in
Up
red.
higher, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and your spell page. So along the left side, you have your cantrips, then you have your first level spells and things like that. So right now, as a first level character, you should have 2 first level spell slots.
Sorry, that accidentally clicked that wrong button.
A massive bell rings out and kills several commoners. Good jobs this year.
Oh no!
Hey, Corey,
Folks,
bring
it's
your
all-
brother in.
I'm sorry.
You can't take him anywhere.
Friggin' cultists. I don't know.
I think that's all. So I don't recall you.
So we'll say the table's been sort of set up over here. So at sundown, there's the communal fest to be had at the fairgrounds. Various harvest decorations are kind of brought out. So while you guys are eating, they have a little parade and things like that. People are being judged on various kinds of crafts for creativity and their artisanship. There's a variety of little kind of like stick figure effigies that are made out of little trees and saplings, scarecrows that are made of various materials, some that are a little bit more loved and well worn than others. Some in the shape of crows, others in the shape of people, even one that kind of looks like a manticore that's been dressed up. That one ends up winning a prize.
Cool.
So it has kind of weird leathery wings that have been shaped using some tin wire and other things like that. Little bits of leather are sewn onto it here and there. As the festivities wear on and sort of begin to ebb, a strange wind blows across the field and through the fairgrounds. First, it's a very hot, unseasonable kind of wind. With it coming to autumn, it feels much more like a summer breeze. First hot, but then cold, and it blows across the field. Could I have each of you make an ability check with your spell casting ability? So for Tudor, that's going to be a charisma check. For Zashir and McConaughey, that's a wisdom check. And Korg, we'll have you make it with your constitution. It was a check, not a save. But
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's not a big deal.
How do you do the check one then?
Just click on your ability score itself on the text
Oh.
for it. So that's
Okay.
that's just a check without any other modifiers other than your ability score
Okay.
modifier.
Gotcha.
Should I do it again?
Nah, you're fine.
Sweet. I rolled good.
Yeah, so you get this strange kind of sensation like the hackles on your neck are raising a little bit, lightning flashes in the distance. Then it gets a little bit closer, then closer. Can each of you make a perception or investigation check as well? Your choice if you want perception or investigation.
Terrible.
Shit.
Zashy boy getting it done.
Something's going. Oh shit, fellas!
What the fuck was that?
Something's going on.
That ain't
So
me, boys.
Bashir, you, with your perception, you kind of see that these lightning strikes, they seem to be coming closer in like predictable intervals. Like each one is sort of about 5 miles in front of the last one and rolls in very quickly toward you. Lightning
Boys, we need to get out of here.
kind of near the tournament grounds toward it in the center here, and some screaming begins around you. Several of those stick figure things come to life, along with one particularly disturbing looking scarecrow rises from its post and kind of tears itself off from the little stand that it was on and starts lumbering forward. It seizes the pumpkin head off of another one of the scarecrows, and it begins to glow with an inner fire. Then in a panic, suddenly Trinket, the thunder lizard over here, bolts from her chains and begins charging toward the stalls. So I'm going to put some other tokens here on the map and bring them up to the GM or to the token layer here. These little critters that come out.
Critters.
Oh.
Is that better? Bridget, if you could give us a hell yeah.
And some stuff in the back here. Okay. So as that happens, I'm going to move some of these other tokens out of the way because they're not actually on the fairgrounds anymore. So some of these creatures are like rushing out and trying to grab some of the other passers-by, including Mina, the little girl who was so anxious to ride Trinket, the thunder lizard. One of the little twig-like creatures is reaching out and trying to like grab her and claw her and things like that. So I'm going to have everybody roll for initiative.
Oh, shit's getting
All
real.
right, here we go.
Oh, whoops. Not that one.
No, not my worst roll. But it's combat, so you know it's going to go badly.
Hey, which one's initiative again?
Thunder
Highlight your
lizard.
token and then click initiative in the top left corner.
Ride or die, baby.
Oh yeah, I always figured that. Classic.
Zorua!
Okay. Did I do that right?
Right, they're last.
Yep, I got it. Okay. So, Turua, you are up first here.
So I suppose we're in combat, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna aim for this one here. Wait, is that the closest one to us?
Sorry, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the one here off to the right.
Yeah. Or was the thunder lizard coming to get us?
It's not going for you. It's kind of charging off toward the stalls. So it's gone
down
like
south.
over here in this direction.
Oh, okay.
And it's moving down here toward the stalls.
Do we maybe need to stop that before we tackle the other guys? What do you guys think?
How long does it take to do that ritual casting, McConaughey?
10 minutes.
10
You do not
minutes.
have that kind of time to stop Trinket.
You should help the little girl first, yeah?
Yeah, I think
so.
the girl,
Where is the little girl?
Where's-
top left corner.
Top left corner. Oh, yeah.
So maybe take that one down or go for that one.
Okay, so I need to move in order to do that, right? Because I can't cast that far.
I think you have a range like 120 feet or something.
Oh, so I can smite that dude.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, I'm gonna aim for this one. Oh,
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, the one next to Mina.
One next to Mina.
Okay, go for it.
Where are we? Okay, I'm gonna launch a firebolt in that direction. Oh shit!
Yeah, 9 is not enough.
Here
So it
comes
goes
that
sailing
ghost.
off into the distance, past the twig creature.
Wait, we need more info on this girl. Slam Man Rickens.
More info. So yeah, she was just a little girl who was at the fair. She had been very anxious. She rode Trinket the Thunder Lizard a couple of times and kept going back to her parents and anybody in the crowd who would try to give her some more copper or silver so she could pay for another Thunder Lizard ride.
Yeah, we need to do the right thing.
Yeah. Anything else on your
Imposter.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else I can do. Except move, right?
Yeah, you can move.
Nah, I think I'll stay there. That's me.
Okay. So Sheer?
I'm coming, Mina!
Is that? Never mind.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shut up.
Okay. Well, that's 6 square.
I'm going to. No, I can see this creature.
Yeah, from that. Yeah, there's enough sort of torchlight and illumination and stuff like that.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Apparently, Mina's really a 6'5", 65-year-old man.
Oh, I'd definitely be saving her then.
It rolls a 4 on its check, so you are definitely able to deal some damage.
Nice.
All right, and with that,
Nice.
you call down the holy fire, and this little pile of twigs is returned back into just an ordinary pile is no longer filled with biting teeth and slashing claws, but the twigs go clattering everywhere across the field, and Mina is able to extricate herself and get away from these terrible creatures.
Nice.
Good stuff.
All right. Any bonus actions or anything this year? I don't really have any of those.
No, I'm just gonna. I'm just. I'm a bit angry because you're hurting small children.
All right, good. Korg, you're up.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
Right down here.
Yeah. So I got lost in all this. And that's within range, isn't it? If I go
You got
over
one to the right that I think you can run up and
smash. So we can have a swing at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's enough to do it.
Sure.
So yeah, what direction are you going to scatter these twigs to the wind?
It's like just a good old like right to left swing straight through the middle.
Okay, so yeah, the whole top half of this thing is just cleaved in two by the warhammer sweeping it aside. The head and the claws just go flying off into the wind, and they don't stir once they reach the ground.
Nice.
All right, anything else?
Korg, we've got this.
Sweet. So I don't think I can do anything else right now.
Okay. Muse?
Can I move one more closer to the other one?
Oh, sure, go for it. Yeah, if you haven't used all your movement, go right ahead, because
I
nobody's
can't
threatening
remember
you.
how far it was.
Let's see. I think you were here, so you've gone 1, 2, 3. I think you can go one more.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Sweet, done.
Okay. Muse.
All right. So what I'm going to do is, how do you ping again?
Just click and hold.
All right. I'm going to fire an arrow at this fella right here.
Go right ahead, Mr. Second Place in Archery.
That's a DM drive-by.
That was meant to be a compliment, too.
It's a good roll.
Savage. I think that will hopefully
it
hit.
definitely does. So how does this arrow manage to return this pile of twigs to the earth whence it came?
It's definitely just going to be right between. I'm assuming it has eyes or something that would
glowing
resemble
spots, yeah.
eyes. Yeah, right. That's what I'm aiming for. Just go for the bullseye that I couldn't get in the
Okay.
archery contest.
Yeah, you managed to do it, and in fact, the whole head just falls off to the back, and the rest of the pile of twigs just collapses there onto the ground.
Nice. And my boy Thunder Lizard, he's charging towards down in the down here. Yeah, that's the direction he's
Hold on,
going.
Actually, I'm turning.
All right.
We'll say that.
Is go.
That's Thundercats.
Okay, there we go. All right.
So I'm going to use my movement to sort of go in a direction to intercept him. So I'm just going to move. Will that kind of be in line, you reckon?
At least in the general area, yeah.
Yeah, actually, he's going to. Yeah, that's cool. I'll stay there. And yeah, yep, that's it.
Okay. So the scarecrow lumbers forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toward the center of the field. Says, "Oh, I'm crashing the party, bitch!" And he is going to throw the burning pumpkin head that he has seized in his hands. So who's closest? I think Zashir is closest. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay, good. So you're only going
Once
to take
again,
half
I
damage.
dodged that shit.
You take 4 fire damage
Oh,
since
I
you
did
only
dodge
take
it that
half
well.
from the exploding pumpkin.
Damn.
It's better than
Actually, it would have
8.
been 9 if you
Oh.
failed.
Oof.
Okay. So that's it for
Who did
Scarecrow's turn.
The scarecrow in the middle.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
guy right
yeah.
here.
Scarecrow.
Yep, gotcha.
Mhm. All right. Now on the twig guy's turn. Yeah, one's going to move up here. One is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then use his bonus action to also make a move toward a hostile creature. And same thing, I think, for these guys.
Oh,
Look, you already took out a couple of them.
Shit, you're in trouble too.
All right, so the first one is going to use its claw attack on Zashir. 5 to hit, no good there.
Nope.
Second one, 19 to hit.
That's it.
Ooh.
And it's going to do three piercing damage as these little claws just reach in and penetrate through your armor and just stick into your flesh and start trying to burrow into you like little needles as they dig into your skin. Korg, over on your front, the first one, 21 to hit and does 4 damage to you. They're getting your roll now. Second one, only a 12 to hit. The second one, so it does not manage to hit you.
So what did I take on the first one?
4 piercing damage.
Oh, he's been penetrated.
So at the end of that round, so the Triceratops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, knocks over this little tent right over here and is definitely working his way toward knocking over this one, sending the money changer scrambling to get out of the way. The proconsul and his guards very quickly say, "Protect the proconsul!" and they start moving him out of the way to get down here away from where the fighting is taking place.
Okay.
Tura, your turn.
How close is the tavern? Because
It's a ways, a few blocks.
I can't just bail. Go get a beer.
Well, I mean, you can start heading in that direction if you want.
Nah, I'm a stand.
Just like you to run.
Yeah, I never run away from a fight except that one time. All right, so I don't have line of sight to the scarecrow, do I?
If you moved like 2 squares, I'm sure you would.
Okay,
If you just kind of move over to your right a little bit.
Here? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure you can see it.
And then I'm gonna hurl a firebolt.
Insult.
An insult.
I'm gonna hurl a fireball at the scarecrow.
Nice.
So,
Go for it.
boom.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's a good hit.
Nice.
I think I feel a burning sensation, bitch.
Oh, that was 2 references in one. Brilliant.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna move a couple more squares to there. Actually, I'm gonna go the other way. Where was I?
I was going to say, isn't there a rock you should be hiding behind?
Yeah, I was about to do it. I'm gonna move here and hide behind this rock.
Okay.
Like I said.
Good old rock. Nothing beats that.
Except for
Except for
paper.
paper.
Yeah. Okay. That's me.
Yeah, Zashir, your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hit this one.
Give him Zach.
The one on the left?
I'm gonna hit this one.
Okay, got it.
You just need to duck the Taro and make sure he doesn't like throw his mace out behind him.
Nice.
All right, you finally connect with your mace. And what does it look like when this mace connects with this twig monster?
I
He just
smack him in the middle of the chest and he explodes.
He certainly does. All right.
he had his eyes open for that one.
It totally did.
Scratch my-
That's how you go blind though. Oh, different explosion.
Fuck you, heathen.
Completely
You're a horrible
accidental
piece of work.
Yeah.
Is it time for Korg now?
Yeah.
It's Gorg
Who we
time,
going at? Going at
bitches.
yeah, going at the one on the right.
Okay.
Oh, I should've
Go
helped-
for it.
I should have helped one of you guys out. That's done.
Well, we seem to know how you roll.
They're good, man. They're good.
Five
They can look after themselves.
Hide behind a rock. Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, 11's not quite enough to get him.
Yeah, that's a bit
They
useless.
sort of wised up to your big lumbering attacks, and they're getting a little bit quicker now. And then on their feet, whatever these twig monsters have, reaches, kind of skitters
Yeah.
out of the way of your warhammer, arcing down toward it.
Oh, there's one too many meads.
Chalk it up to that. All right, Muse, it is now your turn.
All right. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to run towards the thunder lizard. I want to try, as it's running, I'm going to try and mount it to calm it down. And also, I want to try and turn it and get it to charge with me on its back towards our enemy.
Okay, let's one thing at a time. So we'll say to try to mount it, I'm going to need you to make an acrobatics check to try to scramble up onto Trinket. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. So it's a moving target. So you're going to be in this square right here, trying to grab onto Trinket.
Yep.
But if you want, I'll let you use a bonus action to try to do an animal handling check. If you want to try to calm Trinket down.
Yeah, cool. I'll try that.
If only you had some sort of monkey to help you.
I know, right?
Okay. So yeah, you're working on it. I think it's maybe kind of slowing down a little bit. You were something in chat.
Working on it.
So I assume you saw what was in the chat.
Oh, I did.
So the giraffe has said, "Do you generally find that mounting has a calming effect, hoodie?"
Wow.
Depends on the target, I guess.
Wonderful.
Depends on-
Fantastic. Thanks.
That's gonna,
Okay.
I was gonna say only when they've got horns, man.
So the scarecrow on its turn is going to move over here and it's going to look over in your direction, Turoa, and it's going to use its frightening gaze on you and says, "You can run, but you can't hide, bitch." I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw. I don't have very much wisdom.
13. That is enough. So you are not frightened.
Fuck you,
by the
Scarecrow.
But it is going to use its move to come up here and is going to make 2 claw attacks against you.
Ah.
So first one is going to roll a natural 1. So not so good on that front.
Nice.
So its hand fell off.
Second one rolls a 20 to
Holy
hit,
had a heart.
and you take 8 slashing damage.
Hey,
Oh, you're out.
I'm dead.
Not dead. You're
But
just
down.
You're down right now.
I have
Yeah.
0 hit points. That's some bullshit.
Mhm.
Ooh.
It was all going so well. I hate D&D. This sucks.
Okay, so you are down right now.
All right.
Yeah, we'll use the X. We'll use the unconscious. There we go.
Dude, I know.
All right, the twig monster. So this one is still attacking Zashir. 11, I don't think hits you, right?
Nope.
All right.
17.
The 2, they're going after Korg. First one, 12, no good. Second one, 17.
18.
Oh yeah, good on you.
Nice.
Nice.
Bad round for the twig monsters. So Trinket the Triceratops is not going to continue charging. It's going to change direction, so it's slowed down a little bit from the effects of your animal handling, but it's still kind of thrashing around wildly and knocks over another tent down here. Meanwhile, you have Zorba is running down here to also attempt to aid in calming down Trinket while that's going on. Tura, on your turn, I need you to make a death saving throw for me.
Okay.
On your character sheets, you see kind of next to hit dice, there's a little thing that says death saves.
Yeah. Just click that.
Yeah.
Is that
So you
not
have
good?
one. Yeah, you have one fail right now. So once you reach 3 failures, you're actually dead. But for right now, you're just in kind of a dying state. So that's one failure. But if you receive any healing, though, that will automatically take you out of the dying status,
Right.
and will put you back on track for success.
Excellent.
So that's all that happens during your turns. You fail one death saving throw. Zashir, it is now your turn.
GG reroll new character.
I'm gonna. So no matter what kind of healing I give him, he can only be brought back to 1 hit point, can't he?
No, he still gets as many hit points as you roll.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Oh, now if I run over to him, does the stick man that's in front of me get an attack of opportunity?
You certainly could, yes.
Do you want to try and
He
take out your
isn't-
stick man first?
He is in
Okay.
range, though, if you use...
If I use
you
Healing
have- you have
Word.
Healing Word, right? Well, the
Yeah,
nice
I
thing about Healing Word is that's a bonus action, so you could still attack
Okay.
on your turn if you use Healing Word.
All right, let's do that. I'm going to attack first.
Mm-hmm.
Get him,
Yeah.
Dash.
Let's attack first. So
Help me.
yes, explosion of sticks.
Okay. So since you attacked and you won't provoke any attacks of opportunity, you could run over to him and cast Cure Wounds if you'd rather.
Is Cure Wounds also a bonus? It's an action.
Oh,
Action.
no, you're right.
That's
You're
an
right. You couldn't
action.
do that. So yeah, it's also
Yeah.
a Healing Word.
I still got a healing word. So
catch.
I'm gonna. Well, I've only just got to be able to see him, so I'm going to stay here and I shall cast Healing Word.
Hey, not bad. Okay, so you get
Nice.
7 hit points back.
Gangster.
Almost healed him up to full.
Oh, it's 60. Okay, I thought for some reason I think it was only 30 feet. But yeah, 60 feet makes more sense.
So 7, and do I uncheck failures?
Yeah, you can clear all of those.
Yeah.
Because yeah, until you get put back down to 0, it's basically only each time you go to 0, your track starts over.
Okay.
So just as a heads up though, if you are in a state of dying, if you have 0 hit points, you're making death saving throws. Any damage you take, each source of damage causes 1 failure of a death save, and if you get hit with a melee attack from somebody who's close to you, it's automatically a crit, so that counts as 2 failures. So you don't want to be
So
in.
if the scarecrow would have hit me, then I would.
He could have killed you. He could have killed you. Yeah. So clutch move this year.
Thanks, Ash.
All right, Org. It is up to you now.
Did someone fall over?
Org might have.
Coke's taking a shit. Going to drop a rock.
There's a rock fall, everyone.
Here it comes.
Rock
Just hit him.
slide.
Yeah.
There it comes. All right, your turn, Korg.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not close enough to that dude to be able to get him, so I'll just continue.
Smiting what you've got.
Yes. Let's try that again.
Nice.
That'll do it. You said the one on the right?
That'll work.
Sorry, what was that?
You said the one on the right?
Yeah, one on the right.
Okay. Yeah, that one is now of interest only to historians.
So that was just a straight smack. Straight down.
Smack, straight down. Yeah. So it's a pulverized pile of twigs now on the ground.
Yes, we now have some kindling.
Absolutely. You definitely do. All right. Anything else, Cord? No, we'll just sit right there. Okay. Muse?
Try hiding behind a rock.
It's fun.
Yeah, not by himself.
Would I be able to judge whether the Thunder Lizard is calm enough to not be wrecking crap anymore?
It still seems pretty perturbed, but your attempt to calm it seemed to have a little bit of an effect. So if we imagine that this is like a certain number of successes along a track, you might have gotten one success last turn.
I don't know whether to calm the lizard or... Actually, no. I would have seen Tudroa go down, yeah?
I don't know if you would have seen it, but you might have heard the commotion.
Well, in that case, I'm going to be pissed off at this scarecrow piece of shit, and I'm going to shoot an arrow at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to try blow a smoke ring and shoot it through the ring again because that pissed me off last time.
Yeah, Muse. Decent.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely works.
Decent?
So you notice, you would think that shooting at a scarecrow, it would just punch like right through it. It's only made of, like sacks and sandbags and things like that. The arrow does manage to penetrate it, but it's much more like it's hitting an armored target than it is hitting an actual scarecrow. So the arrow doesn't embed itself quite as deeply as you think that it probably should.
I reckon it's like four gnomes dressed up as a scarecrow.
I'm guessing I couldn't use like a bonus action or anything to continue to try and I would have needed an action to
turned your attention
keep
over to the
calm.
scarecrow.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's cool. In that case, I will leave it up to Zorba to calm his Thunder Lizard, and I will make my way back to help out my lads. And I will come to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. That is my turn, sir.
So as you approach, the scarecrow looks your way, coming toward you, and says, "Fresh meat for the grinder, huh, bitch?"
He's got a real attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to use his terrifying glare against Muse. So Muse, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, crap. I'm wise as fuck, yo.
Rolls a 1.
Nice.
Oh, nice save.
Hey!
So you manage to shake it off, and you're not frightened by this horrifying scarecrow creature. It is going to continue to make its multi-attack, though, against Turua. First one. Oops.
Oh, fuck, mate.
Wrong button. Only a 6 on that one.
Oof.
Second attack, 13.
Yeah, I've got armor class 12, right? Yeah.
It does
Yep.
6 slashing damage to you.
Oh,
You're still up, you're still up.
Yeah, and since you were on the ground, it had advantage on both of those. It still couldn't hit you the first time, even with advantage. Yep. So, as it slashes away at you, it says, "Why don't you stay dead, bitch?"
Clearly distracted by the fire skirt.
hey, don't be jealous. It's okay.
All right, and then it's going to position itself, I think, between the two of you.
Ooh.
On Twiggy's turn, only one Twiggy left, so it's going to use a claw attack against Korg and only roll a 10, so no hit there.
That's right.
Where are all these other jerks that were in the competitions before? Why come they not doing
They
anything?
ran the hell away.
Now, some of them are running toward the field, but by the time they get there, you guys will probably have this thing over and done with.
I bet Tom the Bard is hiding in a bush somewhere.
Well, you know it.
He has no
Movies,
interest in helping you.
Yeah, what a pussy.
He's busy writing a song about how you got knocked out by a scarecrow.
Yeah, he's busy. He's busy not telling girls about his STD.
All right, Tura, your turn.
He's got to get up, doesn't he?
No. I've got 1 hit point.
No.
Yeah, so you're
stand up.
technically on the ground right
Oh,
now,
okay.
so you can get up. It takes half your movement to get up.
I should do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get up.
Mm-hmm.
And then run away.
And no. I'm gonna.
No.
Does something like Burning Hands potentially do more damage than Firebolt?
Yeah, because Burning Hands is since it's a leveled spell, I think it's 3d6 fire damage that it does.
Yeah. I'm gonna use Burning Hands on the
Yeah.
Scarecrow.
Nice.
Good, yeah, and that's just long enough that it will hit him, but not damage Muse.
Perfect. All right.
Sounds
Perfect.
So I'm gonna lay my hands on him and be like, "Eat this, bitch," and then Burning Hands.
Okay,
That's
so
level submit.
yeah, 1. Since that's all you got. Yep, he rolls a 3 on his dexterity save. Ooh,
Nice.
bit of a rough roll though. Only 5 fire damage. Tough one.
2 1s.
Yeah. That was a tough one.
Guts.
Well, see, knew those rolls were going to catch up with you sooner or later.
Yeah. I'm gonna move. I got
Don't
a
move.
3, right? Oh wait, if I move, does he
Don't
attack?
move.
No.
Oh, he's gonna poke me.
Mhm.
All right, I'll stay on my ground. I'll stay there.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at you, thinking about moving away, and says, "You're not going anywhere, bitch."
Don't make me poke you, bitch.
As a sheer.
Sizable healer's trying to get me killed. What do you got against Tudor? Why do you hate me?
Oops. Leave my friend alone! I'm going to move over and smack him as hard as I can with the mace
This guy's Ash. Big money.
with a 15.
Yeah, so you hit him, and what you would think would feel like soft kind of mush underneath as you hit a little bit of sawdust gets knocked out, but when your mace clangs against it, it's like you're clanging to like an armored plate or something like that. So it kind of reverberates back through your wrist. You're like, ooh, I actually got a little bit of recoil on that one. So it definitely damages it, but maybe not as heavily as you would expect a mace to do against a scarecrow.
Do we need to do some sort of like perception thingy to like see if we can see inside of the sacks?
We're probably too
yeah,
busy
well,
being distracted by
actually,
being attacking.
Tudor, you're proficient in Arcana, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you make an Arcana check for me?
I just click Arcana
Yeah.
skills.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think you get some insight after watching a couple of things hit them that you know that some kinds of magical creatures, since this one presumably was created by this monostorm that's been generated up, can be resistant to damage from normal type weapons. So it will only take half damage from normal non-enchanted weapon attacks.
Right on. So we need to be casting spells to damage this sucker, or using some sort of. Nobody's got any like blessed weapons or anything, right?
Not currently.
Not at the moment.
No.
Not yet.
Not at level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an appropriate boss fight for level 1 here. Cord, it's now your turn.
Yes, it is.
Smite it. Smite it, Gog! What the fuck, Gog?
Korg is definitely a little too in his cup still, I think.
Hit one, miss one. Hit one.
Get
miss
back
one.
here, stick boy. Come here. I'm gonna get you.
Ah,
All right, Mr.
Yeah.
Muse.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to help my good friend Korg and clear off this last stick guy. I'm going to attempt to anyway. I'm going to shoot an arrow at the one that Korg is fighting with. Go.
Nice.
Mhm.
So how does this arrow dispatch the last remaining twig creature?
Not in the eyes again.
So this one is going to be, Korg, we need you in the main fight, and I'm going to aim right for where his stick chunk would be.
Blow a smoke ring.
I'm gonna try and shoot off his little tree dick.
All right, so the twig creature has gotten a little bit less twiggy than it used to be, and apparently dies of shame.
Nice.
I'm going to go ahead and remove them since there are no more twig monsters. I'll remove them from the initiative order.
What's up there? Isn't that one up there?
Where?
No, they're all dead.
What is that thing up there?
What thing?
At the top left.
Ping it.
One that I forgot apparently. Somebody else dealt with that one.
Nice.
Oh.
Good job.
Oh, really? I didn't
Ala.
see that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Raphael, for getting rid of that one for us.
Yeah, for doing something.
Yeah, we'll say, Sir Garland and Arlo the Archer have come out of the darkness to come and help you, and they managed to finish off that twig blight. On the Scarecrow's turn, it says, "You better freeze in your tracks, bitch." And Zashir, I'm going to need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
This is not.
That's good for you, man. That's good.
It's great. It's
You got this.
magnificent.
You got this.
So you've built up your confidence over the day, and you summon all your courage, and are able to resist the terrifying gaze of the Scarecrow. So it is going to attempt its first claw attack on Turua.
Oh, fuck.
12 to hit.
12 is his arm plus.
Take 5 slashing damage.
Oh,
What was
geez.
that? I missed all of that. What'd you say?
It rolls a 12 to hit, and
shit.
you take 5 slashing damage.
So I'm down. I'm down to 0.
Yeah, yeah, you can just do it 0.
Yeah.
And you're unconscious.
Does he roll a death save now or on his
No,
next turn?
not until his turn.
No.
Okay.
Stop trying to kill him, man.
And then the second claw, so he says, "Yeah, stay down this time, bitch," and uses a second claw attack against Zashir.
Uh-oh.
And rolls a 22 to hit.
Oh.
And you are going to take 6 slashing damage.
I'm well.
Are you down also?
Also.
Ooh.
Oof.
I heard some laughing in the background. I think maybe somebody is not rooting for you.
It's all right, Bridge. I understand.
All right. The Triceratops rampage is coming to an end down here. Turua and Zashir, any each of you to make a death saving throw on your turn?
Okay. Now?
Oh yeah. Is it our turns now? Is it? Oh. It is.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
All right.
first.
Oh, fuck.
So 1 fail. That's a success. A 10 is a success. Yeah, 10 or higher is a success on a death
Okay,
save.
cool.
Okay. Korg, it's now your turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Um,
He can't even get all the way over to us.
I think is probably somewhat helpful.
Well, just
So you still move 6?
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of ranged weapon? Like, do you have some hand axes or javelins or anything?
Yeah.
Or a shotgun.
dwarf.
I think I do have a hand axe.
Yes, you can whip a hand axe at it if you like.
Okay, I can piff that thing.
Whip it out, Korg.
Nice. Okay.
Oh,
Nice, man.
Yeah. So it takes some damage from that, and it turns around as this hand axe buries itself in its axe as it stands over your brother and Tura, and it turns around and says, "You're next, bitch."
Uh-huh.
All right, Muse, it is now your turn.
All right.
And remember, each one of you does have a healing potion also.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it's action to feed someone a
Correct.
healing potion, yeah? All right, so I am going to move to here, and I'm going to dump a load in Zashir's mouth. Where is my healing potion?
Look your token in the upper left. I made a macro for healing potion. Yeah, and you'll just from the drop down menu, just select standard.
Standard done.
Okay, so Zashir, you're back to 8 hit points.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice. And then I will use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Tura.
Sounds like a clutch move right there.
Yeah.
So I just got to go to spells. One moment, please. And did I do it? Oops, I'm in the wrong spot. Dumbass. Go. All right.
Okay, Tura, you're back up at 6.
And that is going to be my
That was
turn.
pretty clutch turn right there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Muse with the save. Double save. MVP Muse.
Double save.
Yeah, Scary Terry over here. Run up in between you and tells Muse, "No more of that, bitch." I think. Oh, Korg, can you make a Wisdom saving throw for me? It's going to try its Terrifying Gaze on you, since you're the only one who hasn't been affected by it yet.
Where do in there? That's going to be rubbish.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so Korg, you are frightened and paralyzed currently by the frightening gaze of the Scarecrow.
Oh, Korg.
Well, you know.
Cork.
I thought you were supposed to be big and tough, Korg.
When you drink too much, these things can get in your head.
Well,
And
true.
then it's going to attempt its claw attacks on McConaughey Muse. First one rolls a 5. Second one is an 18. You take 6 slashing damage.
That's fine.
Mark.
Easy.
All right, Tura, your turn.
Can I?
Stand up.
So you got to get back up
I
first.
gotta stand up. So I stand up.
Mhm.
Can I use Burning Hands again, or is that a once a
Yeah.
day? Oh yeah.
Well, you have 2 first level spell slots, so you can use your first level spells in any combination to cast this.
But at the cone, please be wary of us.
Yeah. So will it hit you?
You can aim it away. So, or if you want, you can step down 1 square from where you are, and that will for sure keep the cone away from them.
All right. I'm gonna step there and fire another Burning Hands at this
Do it.
son of a bitch.
Go
Oh god damn it!
Jeez,
Oh,
wow, not great damage rolls, but he does fail
once
his
again.
That's a bit rough.
Where do you see that? How do you know? Or are you
If
just
you
on the
just
map?
hover your mouse
your
over.
mouse, yeah, over the number where it says 6, that shows you the breakdown of the roll.
Oh fucking hell!
Yeah, that's gonna be rough, bro. All right, Zashir.
Okay, I'm gonna get up. And I'm going to toll the dead on this horrible thing.
Okay, go for it.
Bong.
Let's see.
Oh, 2 on both. Bloody hell.
Oh,
It does take 2 damage, though.
Jeez.
Okay. Korg, at the end of your turn, you can repeat your wisdom saving throw to try to shake the effect off you, but you essentially lose this turn because you're paralyzed.
Yeah.
You scared. Little boy scared.
Just wisdom again.
Mhm.
This isn't going to bode well.
Oh,
Still frozen in your tracks.
wow.
You're not. There's something about this scarecrow you just find incredibly disquieting. It's conjuring up all kinds of nightmares from your childhood.
You definitely haven't done your Batman family training, have you? To be able to defeat the Scarecrow.
No.
Muse, it's now your turn.
Gotta go find the blue
Bad
flower.
nights in the barracks.
All right, I am going to try a little spell that I call Thunderwave.
Get him, Pikachu.
All right, one Thunderwave to his face now that Drua has moved away and won't get hit by it. Yes, the little one, please.
That's a better roll.
Okay.
So, con
So he
save.
does save for half damage, but he only has 5 hit points left. So, Muse, how does the Thunderwave neutralize the threat of this awful scarecrow that has scared the mighty Korg half to death?
I'd like to focus the Thunderwave kind of underneath it and just shoot it 10 feet up in the air, and then it can just like rain hay all over our heads.
Yeah, there's hay and sawdust and twigs and just some strange kind of like slime is also in there in between its joints that seem to be giving it power. So yeah, that all rains on you. You get some kind of like just goo that washes down on you as the thunder wave ends its run.
Nice. All right, Cole, I got this, man. Just chill out over
Has
there.
been
friend.
defeated, and Cora, you're no longer frightened and paralyzed. So Zorba has managed to trinket down after some low-grade property destruction, and it looks like combat is probably over here.
Well done, fellas.
Good job.
Good job, guys.
That was.
Are you
that was
okay,
close.
Korg? You stopped in the place. Are you all right? Do I need to call Mum? Are you okay?
Oh, Mom. You little shit.
Oh yeah, and as the thunderwave fades, you just hear like receding into the atmosphere on the crest of the thunderwave.
That was really
So-
weird, guys.
As you would expect, yeah.
What the hell was that, guys?
And as you expect, after the immediate danger is over, the city guard and the rest of the proconsul's bodyguards come rushing up to diffuse the rest of the situation. But as it turns out, you guys have managed to defeat all the threats without any help from these Keystone cops that are around. The locals praise your bravery in diffusing this dangerous scene, and they say they're skilled combatants at the various arts. They're performers, they're archers, they're wrestlers, and now they're saviors of the Harvest Festival. 3 cheers for our heroes.
Hooray for us!
The crowd is somewhat shaken, but they definitely cheer you on. Bran, who runs the Green Griffin, of course, offers to put you up for another evening for free in great thanks. The wonderful performance today, so you guys can rest again at the tavern. And I think at the conclusion of those events, that will be a good time to kind of bring to a close our session for tonight, and let everybody know that you guys have now accumulated enough experience to reach level 2.
Woo!
Level 2.
Level you guys up.
two.
So we may or may not do that on stream, depending on what happens in the next week or two. We may do that off stream so we can get right back into playing next time, but we may also do it as part of the session so people can learn about the leveling process and how it works on level 2, and so we can do it in a collaborative atmosphere. I'll make a determination on that, or maybe just talk to you guys after the stream on what you want to do there.
Cool.
But other than that, anything else people want to say before we go here?
Oh man, that was like legitimately
intense today.
Yeah, like legitimately terrifying. Almost died like twice.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I was like, I felt
You should have
terrified
hid
that I
behind a
was
rock,
gonna
man.
die.
Look what happens when you don't hide behind a rock.
Yeah, we're about to hide behind a rock.
Yeah, I gotta find me one of those.
Well, this time he was a literal rock because he was frozen in place.
Yeah, damn it, I should have. See, but then I didn't. I'd hate to go to hide behind a rock and get poked in the butt.
And die.
Yeah, the last thing I want is a shocker from a scarecrow.
You know what you know, bitch.
That's fun, man. Thanks, DK for.
Oh, yeah,
This is
totally.
awesome, DK. Thank you.
I was very
Yeah, man.
impressed with your rolling. You beat the crap out of those Harvest Festival games. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Fossils
died when it
tweaks.
came to a fight.
Yeah.
this is part of the DM strategy. I need you guys to clear out your good rolls so I can up the stakes a little bit when it's time for the real fight.
Smart.
But
yeah,
gracious, man.
Smart.
So
Yeah.
we will be back on here with the resupply plays in 2 weeks. We're taking next week off because it is Mrs. Turo's birthday,
Sure
and of
is.
course it's Independence Day over here in the States, and we don't want to have to compete with loud noises, thunder waves, and burning hands going on outside my window. So thank you everybody who stopped by. Thanks everybody from Adventurers Pack, and thanks everybody who are regular resupply viewers, everybody from the Laser Force community for coming and viewing our stream, and we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, must be what we reap. 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. All these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I've been throwing daggers in my dreams. If they seem to hit their target, it's harder than it seems. 'Cause you don't know what I know. And you don't feel the way I feel. In all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill.